The rant. I gotta fucking click this shit.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me take off his ticker here.
Take off whatever you gotta take off, bro. Take everything off. I don't care. I'm not.
I was removing the Hawks ticker if he's not coming on until.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Our guests are joining us pretty late tonight.
Yeah,
So
what the fuck?
let me see. And we're gonna go live on the rant. Shining Wizard, episode 561. And bop and brop. Okay, we should be live everywhere. I think we got a handle this time.
Comments. All right, comments.
It's Matt talking shit instead of being here.
Yeah, I see it. I see it all.
Ryan Schlong fucking stoking the fire. So good for you guys. Have
that's
fun.
Schlong. Sullivan and Schlong.
Yes, that's Mr. Schlong's. You're on Facebook. Great. Motzbach letting us know we're on Facebook. I don't know what that means. It's YOU apostrophe RE, Motzbach.
You're on Facebook.
Yeah, you phony baloney speller, you fucking nonsensical idiots.
I'm curious to see what liner you pulled up, by the way.
Oh, it's going to be great. Because you know why, Kev? We're starting season 11 off without Matt, and it's going to be a fucking great time. Two-man army is here. What else we got going on? We got, the Hawx Aerie joining us, PJ and Luke Hawx.
Love
we got the Big Deal Craig Steele.
Longtime friend.
Actually, Luke and we talked about it last week. Luke and Craig are making their returns to the show. Both former guests joined for the first time by Luke's son, PJ. It's going to be a blast. We got other shit to talk about. I don't know. I mean, other shit to talk about.
We'll talk. We'll figure it out. We shall figure it out.
Hey, you know what? We'll keep the intro short because we are pushing for a 7:00 start time, and now everybody's talking shit. Just letting you know, Facebook. All right, we don't care. Leave us alone. Go away. Stop watching.
This is the soft open.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
We're professionals. Don't they realize, Kev? We've been doing this officially over 10 years now.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Look, when you're turning into the Shining Wizards, you know what you're getting. So if it's something you don't like, I don't know what to tell you. Have you listened to us over the past 560 episodes? It doesn't get worse, but it really doesn't get much better.
Well, I think that might just our guests not included. This might be one you want to listen to for either it could be really, really good or really, really bad.
Well, you know what? You're going to have to, go ahead. We're going to have to stick around.
The guests will be great. But other than that, oh boy, buckle up.
Ooh, it's always an interesting.
I don't know.
All right, we turn into the skid, Matt. This is a car wreck waiting to happen. You always turn into the skid.
It's a two-man army. Why don't we fire the tank up, Tony?
All that and more coming up next on the season premiere of The Shining Wizards. Woohoo! The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live on rantiumradio.com and available on all podcast platforms and at shiningwizards.com. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. As always, we thank you for your continued support. And now, enjoy the show.
What's up? This is Southern Stomper Luke Hawx, huge effing arms, Wildcat Sports, and you're listening to Shining Wizards Podcast.
Rolling in my two-man army. What's up, fuckers?
I love the big package.
And he's got those smelly balls.
The fuck are you talking about?
Fucking loser.
Fuck the Shining Wizards.
And welcome everyone to episode 561, kicking off season 11 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. Your two-man army is in studio. And of course, it's time for the wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
Tony,
Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? For those people not.
I'm pointing to you. I'm doing a little,
Oh, but you did my RVD thing.
No, I didn't. I went like this and I went like this because I don't know which direction to point because the camera's always off for me because we're always changing positions and whatnot.
Nope. You stole it. Gimmick infringement.
Yeah, sorry.
KJG.
I really didn't steal it. You do it so much better than I could never. Even if I stole it, I couldn't do it justice, dude.
Oh wait, you did the Bill Font, the Sabu? Did you do the?
No. I was trying to do the Scott Hall, but I went the wrong way first, so then I had to switch it to this way.
I don't
See,
know.
I was pointing to the left, but you're not on my left. You're on my right, so I had to point to my left, which means that I'm pointing to my right. I don't know. I figured it out. I'm pointing to my left, but it's pointing to you on the right. So there you go.
I really thought you went RVD style on me.
No, I wouldn't steal.
I don't know. We'll have to watch this back. We'll have to watch this back later because I think you tried to steal the shtick.
No, I would never do that,
you did.
bro. I would never do that. Look at all these neat buttons we got. There's a Shining Wizards live button, which I didn't even know we had. This is fun. I like fucking around with StreamYard. You don't see this up top? It says Shining Wizards up here. It says live down there.
Tony,
wherever.
That's been there for the entire time we've been using StreamYard.
Nope, because now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not.
All right,
has it always been there? I don't. Oh, this one.
Do it one more time.
I don't. This one. This one. This one. This one.
No, dude. No, the live one.
This one
with the timestamp.
There's a timestamp.
I thought that's the one you got rid of. That's always been there.
No, this. What, like in the queue, not something that we can futz around with. Look, I'm mesmerized for the people not watching us, by the way. We are live on the rant, rantiumradio.com. We are live on all of the social medias, including the Facebook, the Twitter, the Twitch, the YouTubes, and we are with you in podcast form. And for the benefit of those who download us and listen to us and take us along wherever they go, I just recently discovered the Shining Wizards button that puts our logo up top and a little live logo on the bottom. So I'm having fun all by myself.
Wait, where's this live logo that you're talking about? Oh, I see
live.
it. The pink.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, all right. That's new. I thought you were talking about the live up on the top right or the top left with the
No. That pops up every time we broadcast.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. I didn't see the live thing down there. But how is that any different than when we had like the 10th anniversary sticker up there?
I don't know, Kev. I don't do the production. I leave this all to Matt. I just kick back, relax, and have a good old time.
That's a great point. Yeah, Matt's the engineer.
What are you drinking tonight, by the way? I heard you opening a beverage before we started.
Traditional White Claw, basic.
Nice.
Basic.
Kev?
Little ruby grapefruit, ruby Soho grapefruit.
Not gonna lie, I found this in the back of the fridge, and it tastes every bit of as old as it looks.
All right, so you're drinking a skunked Heineken,
and I don't give a fuck.
Is that the only beverage that you have in the house?
Yes, and I think this might have been left over from Memorial Day.
Or didn't we do a studio guest where they wanted Heinekens, or they asked if we can get Heinekens?
I'm sure we did. Maybe it was from 10 years ago. I have no idea.
So let me tell you how much I admire the dedication. You have only one beer in the house. You're not planning on drinking any more after that. It tastes like shit, and you're still gonna drink it.
Correct. Ding.
Oh boy.
Well, in fairness, I was doing shots last week, so I mean, I do have adult beverages in the house. I just don't have any of the crisp bottle kind.
Oh, all right. So that's a whole different ball game. I thought that was the only thing that would give you the feel goods.
No,
tonight.
I mean,
I was like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to drink a beer that tastes like dog shit if it's the only one you're gonna have?
Yeah, probably. I mean, look, I'm not the professional drinker. I mean, I would defer to you, but I'm just sort of in the mood to have a beer tonight, so it is what it is. Oh, and I'm gonna have.
I am mad at you. I'm proud of you.
Oh man, that's the other problem. I had a fucking gyro for dinner, and now I'm drinking a skunky beer.
See, you and the gyros, man.
Why? What's wrong with the gyro?
No, gyros are delicious, but I feel like there's always an issue with you and them. And then them and falafels and curry and
Well,
whatever
I
you
don't
have.
really, I don't particularly partake in the falafels and the curries, but I do like me a good, as they say in Greek, a gyro.
Yeah,
You order a gyro, you want gyro. Not a
Yes. You might say
gyro.
that we've been doing 10 euros of podcasting.
Oh, fucking A, Kev. Holy shit. That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
It's wrestling talk, T-Donk.
Yes.
So wait. So let me
Talk
ask you
about
this,
shitty
though,
beer.
because it was the holiday weekend, Thanksgiving, and all that stuff. And
Ooh.
I know we did record a bonus episode for the Patreon. So if you are a Patreon supporter, which you can support for little as $1 a month, patreon.com/Wizards podcast. We did mention, I think we may have mentioned either before the show or on the show how our Thanksgivings were. But if you're not yet supporting us on the Patreon, Tony, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was fun, man. The turkey turned out great, which I actually made this year. My
right.
brother-in-law,
So
my sister-in-law had us over the house. They made a ton of great sides. We had
you
like
birthed a turkey.
Yes, I
You
did.
made the turkey.
And then I stuffed it with my fist.
It's like the reverse of how things are born.
You ever see the prank videos where like the mom or the dad will have the turkey in the kitchen and then they'll pull a chicken out of it and then they'll show their kids and the kids are like, "Oh my God, it was pregnant."
A live chicken?
No. Like they'll have the turkey like, ready to cook and then they'll reach in and they'll go, "Oh my God, what's this?" And they'll pull a chicken, like a raw chicken out of the turkey. And the kids will go like, "Oh my God, it was pregnant." And it's like, "You idiot, they lay eggs."
All right, two things are at play here, Tony. So the prank is we have no problem killing an adult bird, but the fact that the adult bird was pregnant is where the prank is.
Yeah, well, now you killed two birds with one
stone. one stone. Two birds, one stove.
Oh God.
So, but what's the prank though? Like
the prank is like to get the kids to feel like freak out that there was like a baby inside the turkey and then we're gonna cook the turkey with the baby, but
you're still killing an animal with the
well,
turkey.
it's already dead. I mean, it's already plucked. It's not,
But you said it was a raw chicken.
Yeah.
Like
you never bought like an oven stuffer roaster or something like that? It looks like a turkey, but it's small. And
yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a face or anything on it.
No, it's that's the joke. And the kids are
that joke makes no sense.
I laugh my ass off
so
how dumb people are.
This is what I would tell their kid or anyone listening. Have you ever heard of a turducken, which is one stuffed in one, stuffed in the other?
Yeah, but this is not what this is.
All right.
Trust me, turducken delicious. Somebody pulling a dead chicken out of a dead turkey, that's kind of fucking creepy.
All right. So if this was like a Briscoe's like dead chicken that they run around and like snap the head off and there was still blood coming out of it, then yeah, that's a funny prank because that's like why is there a chicken with a head with one eye or like still has feathers on it inside of it, as opposed to you're just pulling out a smaller version of what you've already cooked in there.
I don't know, it just makes me laugh my ass off. How was your Thanksgiving?
Did we cover yours fully? Is that
I think it's not gonna get any better than that.
All right, so here you go. Motzbach. Great point.
Be funny if they pulled eggs out of it. Actually, if they pulled an omelet out of it, that'd be real funny once it was cooked.
So now that'd be hysterical for another reason.
Or hard-boiled eggs.
Dude, if you know what? I would imagine that would taste pretty good if you pulled an already cooked omelet out of a turkey.
Oh man, with all the drippings and everything?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm down.
I'm down with a turkey basted in-house turkey.
You jive turkey.
I am a jive turkey.
So how was your Thanksgiving?
The TJ always good. Went to the old I think we talked about this on the bonus show, but again, people may not listen. Went to the in-laws, my sister-in-law.
We talked about this last week, that like what our plans were going to be.
Oh yeah,
that's this came up.
The nieces, my sister-in-law, my brother, they're in-laws, And all the 4 nieces, the 4 kids that are all around the same age are running around driving tricycles and motorized cars throughout the entire place. And it was a good time. Had some food, ate a little bit. I was still a little bit under the weather, but I felt good towards the end of the night. So it was a success.
Well, you look good.
So yeah,
You look healthy. You look like you had a good time.
I try, man. Yeah, it was just like it was probably like kind of similar to what your kid had, just like a cold, like sniffles, coughing, sneezing, this and that. But
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the kid was feeling so much better. I don't know if you were aware, but we actually did a watch along. So we
You
put
and the
that
kid?
up on the page. Yeah, so we got 2 bonus episodes on the Patreon this week. Don't forget,
what
folks.
did you and the kid watch?
We watched John Cena against Kevin Owens and Kevin Owens' debut on the main roster.
Oh, well,
as
he's still
the
NXT champion.
Yes, this
Yeah,
was
I remember that.
Elimination Chamber 2016.
No, it was a Raw.
2015? No, it was Elimination Chamber.
Oh, his match debut, not when he
Yeah.
shows up.
No,
and
not when he
pop
shows
power
up
bombs.
and stomps on the belt and all that shit.
Yeah, that was before that.
Yeah, and the only reason we watched it is because my kid was laughing his ass off. He's like, "Do you remember when John Cena used to do the butt drop off the ropes?" I go, "Oh, you mean the springboard stunner?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "All right, you want to watch a match with me?" He goes, "Sure."
So you messaged us in our group text about you wanted to find a match that had John Cena doing the springboard stunner. I'm guessing that mission was successful.
Oh, Kev, not only did we get a springboard stunner, but we got the top rope leg drop too.
God, you know what he looks like when he does that top rope leg drop? Like, you know when like you have like a Lego man and you fold them,
Yep.
and like the legs are like perpendicular to, there's no bend in the knee. It's literally just like he's a Lego guy just falling on Kevin Owens or whoever.
Dude, he's so stiff, and he knew he was gonna land on Kevin's head, so he kind of like twisted himself a little bit so he wouldn't. Dude, it was fucking hilarious. I forgot what an innovator John Cena was, to be honest with you.
Now, was that one of his acclaimed 5 moves of doom?
No, dude, this
Springboard
is
stunner?
see, that's the weird thing. Like, this was like the mid 2010s where he was like adding all sorts of shit to his arsenal. It was like shit that he never whipped out like during Ruthless Aggression or anything like that. It was like it was John Cena on a completely different level. The springboard stunner is a sight to behold. As a matter of fact, Matthew from Botchamania has got an entire collection of the springboard stunner and just how fucking awful it is.
Oh, so you were in heaven. You probably binge watched the heck out of that.
Oh, dude, you know what? I give John Cena all the credit in the world for continuing to evolve, but geez, some of that shit should have been left on the cutting room floor. You know what I mean?
I feel like he tried it too late. Like if he tried it early, like when he was like still somewhat like not broken and like beat down and old, then like if he was like biker short John Cena and was pulling out all these awesome moves, people would have probably taken to him a lot quicker until that Vanilla Ice gimmick that happened, which was great.
Fantastic, man. I loved Thug Life Cena. That was a great gimmick.
It really was.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
I think ahead of its time too.
The gyro is
dude, it fucking stinks in here.
All right, so you're having a skunk beer to chase down a gyro or a gyro that you ate, Tony. Tony, I can't feel sorry for you.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for me either. Like Barney said, "Don't cry for me. I'm already dead."
Wasn't that Argentina that said that?
Argentina
or Madonna? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never Euroed.
I don't know. I just remember from The Simpsons.
Barney. Oh, Barney the drunk.
Yeah. Barney. Yeah. What was his name? Barney Grumble? What the hell's his name? I don't remember his fucking name. Gumble.
Gumble?
Barney?
Brian Gumble?
Oh, Christ. Not Barney Rubble.
No. Oh, God, what is it?
Oh,
Barney.
God.
I think it is Grumble.
I think it is too. Yeah, Barney Gumble. It was Gumble.
What's Gumble?
Kev,
they should have
According to Simpsons Wiki, his full name is Bernard Arnold Barney Gumble Sr. Does he have a kid? Does Barney have a kid that we don't know about?
Who is the kid? Whose son was the kid that I choose you?
Oh, that's Ralph Wiggum's. That's Chief Wiggum's kid.
That the cops kid.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know. Maybe there's some. Maybe they should run that DNA again.
You think it's his?
I could see that little kid being Barney Grumble's kid.
Hey, speaking of things we did this week, didn't you do some wrestling watching?
Oh, wait, like actual wrestling watching?
Yeah.
No.
Was there a show this weekend?
Oh, I did WrestlePro.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. I didn't want to put the cart before the horse. I wanted you to make.
Yeah, but I was doing something different for them. I was doing I didn't see one match.
Ooh, what were you doing?
Kind of like hanging out backstage in Gorilla, kind of doing like the projector gimmick, which was very far away from the music. So like the projector, their screen is so super fucking high. It's like on top of the stage. Like I was on one of those. Like, you ever see like the airports where those guys are on those like ladders that have wheels and like try to like at the tarmac, like they're trying to like either wash it, how they wash airplanes.
Yeah.
So like I was on one of those all night and just making sure that the projector didn't blow up.
That's hilarious. And
Yeah,
you didn't get to see anything?
Nothing.
Wow.
Not a damn thing. So I'm gonna hopefully I might order it on Fight because it might still be on Fight TV.
So you had a good time anyway, or you didn't really?
Oh, we had a great time. Afterwards, it was fantastic. The after party was incredible.
After party's always incredible. Where was the show? Was it Rahway?
Yeah, Rahway. Big crowd, awesome crowd, nice crowd. Lots of AEW names. Janela, Sonny. Sonny's always the best. Joey's awesome. Bear Country, The Acclaimed, Dante Martin, who I heard was awesome. He had a triple threat match with Aaron Rourke and Matt McIntosh. And that's what I've heard I've heard everything is what you got to see. There was a big gauntlet match, which closed the show for the tag titles, which Bear Country won. So Bear Country are your new WrestlePro Tag Team Champions. And yeah, I mean, from what I heard from the crowd noise, it sounded spectacular. But,
nice.
Yeah,
good.
So good times. Other than that, Tony, with the holidays and everything, not a whole lot of wrestling watching this week. A little bit. Maybe some AEW. Didn't watch NXT. Impact just was like a filler Russell House show, so didn't really watch that. But yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. So
no, I hear you, bro. I hear you. I did watch a little wrestling this week.
I'm sure you did.
I can tell you this much. We've got our final set, even though I know who the fucking winner is, thanks to my curiosity about the Opera Cup. Kev, we had our semifinal match on this week's MLW Alpha Fusion. Alpha Fusion? Yes, Fusion Alpha. Something like that. Strike that, reverse it. Anyway, so TJP took on Calvin Tankman in the other semifinal match. The winner to go on to face Davey Richards for the Opera Cup. Kev,
okay.
Did I tell you how much I love Calvin Tankman?
I'm a big fan of the Tank Man as well.
Tankman's awesome. Tankman was selling injuries because he got attacked by Matt's favorite wrestler, King Mo, and somebody who's going to be in our main event tonight, Mr. Alex Kane, the suplex assassin.
Yeah.
And their thinking was because Alex Kane was an alternate for the Opera Cup, if he would take out Calvin Tankman, he could just waltz into the finals. But even though he's banged up, battered, and bruised, Calvin Tankman shows up for this match with TJP. And Kev, they had a good match, except for the fact that Alex Kane and some big dude that was with him just kept interfering in the match, messing with him, fucking him up while the referee wasn't looking. And Kev, unfortunately, Calvin Tankman exits the tournament. TJP moves on to the finals. Kind of whatchamacallit. It was good.
Who was this big guy?
They didn't reveal who it was. That was the problem. They didn't really say who he was. They were just like, who's this big man with Alex Kane? And he makes his presence felt later on in the show as well.
Mask or no mask?
No mask. Just a big dude. Just some big dude that was with Alex Kane. So they
Alex.
call those,
I like Alex King too, from what little I've seen of him. I don't hate
No,
him either.
he's really good. He's good. The best part of this though was Alicia Toot Toot. She tries to interview TJP after the match, and she's like, "You should be ashamed of yourself. You know, like all this and that. This was terrible." And TJP goes, "You know, it is terrible. I come out here and I wrestle my heart out, and these Philadelphia fans don't even care about me." Oh, it was fucking great. Oh, it was great. Completely turned everything against him, saying he worked hard to do it all by himself.
Yeah, it's a good promo.
Fantastic heel interview. Kev, we mentioned a couple weeks ago that the Warhorse is now in MLW. And it looks like the first guy he's not getting along with, even though he came out and said he respects him, which is weird. Casey Navarro. So Casey Navarro, yeah, so he comes out and he's like, I want to know who Warhorse is. And Warhorse is like, you know, who's this guy? And they start headbutting each other. It was like fucking really weird. But I don't know if they're going to fight each other or if this is more like a kind of respect thing. So, I don't know.
Is Casey Navarro, because he's like truly blessed. So is he a bad guy or a good guy?
We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
Well, what is Warhorse?
Well, Warhorse was on Richard Holiday's team on the 6-on-6 last week or 2 weeks ago. But even Hammerstone turned to Holiday and said, "Dude, you're not a good guy. You're a tweener at best," which I thought was fucking hilarious. But so Warhorse was on Holiday's team and Casey Navarro was on the heel team. But I don't know, dude. Like, it was weird. It was almost like maybe they're gonna fight each other for respect and then be a team. Like, I don't know.
Wait, so
I don't
let
know
me
where
ask
to
you
go
this.
with it.
Let me ask
Sure.
you this now. Is Richard Holiday a babyface now?
We don't know because they had an interview a couple weeks ago where Holiday was talking about Holiday is going to wrestle Hammerstone for the championship. He's the first victim for Hammerstone with the MLW championship. Now they're talking about it like it's well, the whole thing is like, you know, it's respect, and Hammerstone's like, I want to wrestle Holiday, I want to wrestle Nduka, I want to wrestle the best. He's like, so bring it on. So he was all about it, you know. And Holiday's about it too, man. It's an opportunity for the world title, you know. How could you say no to that? But it's weird. Like Holiday's on that cusp of becoming like a full face, though. I think.
Does Holiday still have that Caribbean championship, whatever it was called?
So here's the story. Holiday lost the Caribbean championship to King Muertes a few weeks ago. But what they haven't announced yet is that he won the IWA championship, which is the same, you know, promotion that had the Caribbean championship. So he won their world title. So he's like the IWA world champion at this point, but they haven't announced that or said anything about it yet on TV.
So did he beat Quang for that?
No, who? Oh God, who did he wrestle? I should know this. It's on the top of my head.
Tell me you just didn't get that reference.
No, I got the reference.
Okay.
But don't forget, he beat Quang for the Caribbean championship. So,
listen, Quang rules all.
Quang is the king.
King Quang.
King Quang.
Wada bing bang.
Fuck King Mo. Yes, fuck King Mo indeed. Kev, we got big beef. Gnarls Gavin makes his debut against Bud Heavy. We've seen Bud Heavy before, but we didn't see too much of him this week because
maybe you have.
Gavin wins with the backdrop driver, which was fucking awesome, dude. He fucking dropped him on his head. It was great. So this was a squash. Gnarls Garvin, sorry. Yeah, it's like Jimmy Garvin's little brother, I guess. He makes an impressive debut. And you know, he's cutting the interview and he's like, oh God, he had a great line. And of course I don't remember what it was. But anyway, oh yeah, he's here to chew him up and spit him out. That's what he said. And he's like talking to it was good. You got to see it. It's fucking great.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Great line. Chew him up and spit him out. That's your definition of a great line.
Well, the way he delivers it, it's a lot better than the way I delivered it.
Because that's like a line from like the 30s that you say at like a speakeasy.
I'm gonna chew him up and spit him out. You see?
Yeah. Give me a sarsaparilla here. You see? You know, if you don't, I'm gonna chew you up and spit you out. See, Bugsy. It's like I mean, I'll take your word for it.
Cesar Duran's hooligans tried to bribe Hammerstone and Holiday with some fresh Rolex watches, And Holiday's all about it, but Hammer's like, no, dude, we're not taking these. And he gives them back to the thug. And he's like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. So I don't know, man. Kev, what I do know is the Von Erichs are demanding a tag title shot when MLW returns to Dallas in January. And fucking if God, I'm not kidding. Marshall Von Erich was fired up for this interview. This was great. I can't wait for the Von Erichs to get back. You know what? You would think with the great island of Kauai in the backdrop that these guys couldn't be mad at anything, but boy, were they angry, and they were coming with a purpose. And they want those tag belts back, boy. I'm not kidding you.
Well, that's what wrestling should be.
Kev, our main
always
event
have a
for the
purpose.
night. We got our ladder match for the vacant National Openweight Championship. How's this for a lineup? Zenshi,
All right.
Myron Reed, the Young Goat, Alex Shelley, Alex Kane. Sorry, he is named here in my notes. I guess they finally gave him a name. I didn't catch it. Mr. Thomas. I don't know who that is. And Kevin, the surprise number 6 participant, ACH.
Ah, he's back.
How
Huh,
is
for
this
the
for
18th time?
How is this for a lineup though for a ladder match? That's some big horses in there, dude.
All right, run that lineup by me again.
All right, maybe horses was the wrong word. Zenshi,
All right.
Myron Reed,
All right.
Alex Shelley,
Okay.
Alex Kane,
Alrighty.
ACH.
Sure.
Not feeling it?
Oh, that was it?
How many?
No.
people-
It's, yeah, no. But the way you said the last one was like you were going to keep going. So
No, it was
that's
ACH.
awesome. That should be like that's like an X Division dream match right there, kind of, if to put it into TNA terms.
This match was really good. There was a lot back and forth, a lot of high flying stuff as you expect. And Alex Kane is like the big guy, but everybody's trying to take him down and whatnot. A whole bunch of other stuff going on. So Alex Shelley's trying to climb up to end the match. Kane cuts him off. He puts him in the kata hajime, knocks Shelley off the ladders, climbs up, gets the belt. Alex Kane is your brand new and only second MLW National Openweight Champion. I think it's the right call. After the match, Calvin Tankman's like trying to get out there. He's starting shit. So it looks like we got our brand new feud for the National Openweight title. Looks like we're gonna have some Alex Kane, Calvin Tankman action.
Hey man, cool.
I'm down, bro. I'm down.
Tony,
Look,
was there I think we need to get to more important matters about MLW. Was there an MLW top 10?
There was, and it scrolled on the bottom of the screen, and I was like, the action is too good. I am not writing this shit down.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to find that for me while I filibuster, so we can play our favorite game. Kevin guesses MLW top 10 when he has no idea about anything about the product.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but I'll try my best. Go ahead.
Nah, you should be able to find it. All right, so that's probably like an X Division type. All right, so how much bigger is Alex Kane than all those other guys? Probably pretty big, right?
Yeah, he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, he's a pretty big dude. But Tony loves his MLW. Tony, you don't have to do that. We can just come back and talk because I don't have anything to filibuster about. So
No, it's all right. Go ahead. Keep going.
I literally just said I don't have anything to talk about. So
Okay, so here you go. Here's some news and notes. Enzo will be debuting, so
All
he's
right.
coming in. Alex Kane is departing from American Top Team, so I don't think he's going to be with King Mo anymore. Yay! So Matt will be happy over that.
Wait,
And,
Matt loves King Mo, I thought.
Well, I think he wants King Mo to be a man on his own. That's what I would think. King Mo is so good. King Mo could stand, on his own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, the logic is there. It's flawless, even.
I try my best. I try to keep everything in perspective.
You're doing
You know
well,
what? I'm
Tony.
not seeing this top 10. The top 10 was such an afterthought that nobody covered it, and that's kind of why I'm not covering it either.
Has
I
that
guess.
fallen off that as a thing? Wasn't that like a big segment? Wasn't that a whole segment on their show?
Yeah, it used to be. I guess with the whole Lucha Underground, Lucha Azteca stuff going on, there's a lot more in terms of like storylines and things happening that maybe they just don't have time for it anymore. Because we haven't had a proper top 10 in a while. Like I said, they had the scroll on the bottom, but You
I'd be
know,
lucky if I can even name, other than the names that you just mentioned, if I can name 10 people in MLW still.
all right, let's do it.
Well, I mean, obviously we just ran through the entire card. So, all right. So, so do they count the champions as in the top 10?
No. Well, that's not true. Yeah, they'll usually throw in the cruiserweight champion, the middleweight champion, and typically the national openweight champion is the number one contender. That's the way they've been doing it.
All right, so Alex Kane's got to be number one then, right? Probably.
He'd have to be in Hammer. Well, he wasn't number one for this list because he hadn't been, he hadn't won the title yet. But now, at this point, he would be number one. But it is what it is.
Find us right now.
Now we're looking it up. So I guess we'll do that. Anyway, Kev, we got a pay-per-view to pick this weekend.
You have two.
Oh my God, that's right, we do. We've got we've got NWA Hard Times 2, Daddy. And before we get to the card, let me tell you a little bit about this week's NWA Power.
Lay it on me, Big Daddy.
Kev, we had some big matches this week. This was pretty much all wrestling this week. The Pope, everyone loves the Pope, was supposed to take on Chris Adonis this week. I believe it was supposed to be a non-title match. But the Pope says somebody that he doesn't necessarily see eye to eye with called in a favor, and the Pope wasn't about to let this man not get a favor from the Pope. So, Kevin, instead of Chris Adonis against the Pope, we get Chris Adonis versus Nick Aldis in our opening match. And, of course, this was a great match. Tom Latimer comes out to ringside. He starts talking shit. Kevin, gracing us with his presence on commentary, my good friend, Billy, a.k.a. WPC, was out there for the entire show. And he's only slightly better than Velvet Sky. I'll just put that out there. However, he was annoyed that Tom Latimer was out there, and he was yelling. They were talking shit to each other. But no worries, because Nick Aldis gets the Cloverleaf on, the King's Court, whatever the fuck he calls it. That's it. The Kingsland Cloverleaf. That's it. And he beats your oh my God, your national champion. Now I got national openweight on the title. It was a non-title match though, so Nick Aldis is not a new champion, so don't worry about that. So Willie, my friend WPC, is talking shit to Tom Latimer. He's like, "You want to be involved out here? You got to get in the ring. You got to match. Otherwise, I'm firing your ass." I was like, "Whoa, take it easy, take it easy."
Seems a little
so
harsh.
Tom Latimer gets in the ring, and Jaden Roller comes out, and Jaden Roller gets in a little bit of offense, but dude. This was all Tom Latimer. All Tom Latimer. Tom Latimer, by the way, he's probably got the greatest pile driver since Paul Orndorff. I'm going on record.
Well, all right. What about Jerry Lawler?
Jerry Lawler's banned from using the pile driver. He's a cheating piece of shit. That's what I say.
All right. So you're saying Paul Orndorff had a better pile driver than Jerry Lawler?
I love Paul Orndorff's pile driver, dude. He used to leap with that shit. It was fantastic.
All right, that's pretty good. You're actually right about that.
Come on, bro. He used to leap. He would jump. He'd try to make you part of the canvas.
Who else used the pile driver as a finish? Tommy Dreamer?
Morocco. Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer used the pile driver, but Tommy Dreamer was always the Death Valley driver.
Well, yeah, when they named it the Spicoli driver. Oh, what about Mick? It wasn't his finish, but what about Cactus Jack's pile driver?
The stump puller, that was Terry Funk.
Yeah, like where he just literally just pulls you up by like your waistband and just like
that was a Terry Funk special too. Yeah, that's a good pile driver. You know
Terry
why,
Funk
dude?
Had a good pile driver too.
Because by the time he pulls you up, he doesn't sit there and make you think about it. Like he just yanks you up, and it looks like one fluid motion, where he sort of just pulls you into dropping you on your head.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else used. I mean, I'm not talking tombstones here. I'm talking like straight up. Like pile drivers.
Don Morocco had a great pile driver.
I don't remember him using a pile driver.
Oh yeah, dude. Don Morocco's whole gimmick was he would point to Jesse Ventura and dedicate it to him after every match or during
Jesse
every
Ventura?
match. Yeah, dude. Watch some of the old Saturday cartoons before. Yeah, it was Superstars with
wait, hold on, wait. I just want to make sure we're not because I'm confused. He would point at Jesse Ventura, not superstar Billy Graham?
No. He would no. This was not the Rock Don Morocco. This was the Magnificent Morocco. This was back in the Mr. Fuji days of Don Morocco, where he'd wrestle on Superstars, and it was a 3-man booth. It was Vince, Jesse, and Bruno. So whenever he was in the ring, he'd point to the booth and say, "This one's for you, Jesse." And Jesse would always be on commentary. "That's my man, Don Morocco, dedicating that move to me." And he always dedicated it to Jesse Ventura.
That
was
a
his
weird thing to
shtick.
do. That's such a weird thing to do as bad guys.
What, like dedicate one move to the other guy?
Like dedicate a move to another bad guy, and I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Well, come on, man. Listen, and on top of that, it's Jesse Ventura. So all the smart heels knew that if you kiss Jesse's ass, he's gonna, cheer for you extra hard. So I get it. But dude, he was good friends with Jesse. Jesse was Hollywood. How could you not show the man some love? Come on.
No, I mean, if you want to get your name out there, that's a guy to rub shoulders with.
Hell yeah. No matter
that
what
time.
no matter what conspiracy theories he's got in his head.
Jesse the Body Ventura, man. I don't remember why. I probably can't tell you how many one-on-one singles matches I've ever watched of Don Morocco.
Really?
I think WrestleMania 4 might be my peak.
He wrestled the famous match against Hogan when Bundy attacked him from behind, setting up WrestleMania 2. That was Hogan Morocco on Saturday Night's Main Event.
Was this a bearded Morocco?
No. This was on the way to being really jacked Morocco, though. Like, he was starting to get in shape. The infamous Meatball Hero match where he stopped and he took a bite of a meatball sub while he was wrestling some jobber when Captain Lou was his manager. No. Captain Lou had a Meatball Hero at ringside. And just before he finished his opponent, he goes over to Captain in the corner, takes the sub, and takes a big bite out of it, and he starts eating it while he's.
Just to clarify, a hero or a euro?
No, this is a hero, bro. This ain't no fucking this ain't no pita. This was on a sub. A grinder,
why do you call it a hero anyway? Where are you from?
Who, me?
Yeah, why do you call it a hero?
Oh no, it's a sub. It's a hero. It's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's a
grinder.
Sub. It's not a hero.
Whatever.
People from Long Island call them heroes.
Tell us what you call them in the chat. Do you call them heroes? Do you call them grinders? Do you call them subs? Do you call them something else? Do you call them Sammys?
I want to know
Sammys,
who in their right mind calls it a grinder.
Oh no, I think that's a big thing in Philadelphia, isn't it? Don't they call them grinders in Philly?
Well, I know the Lunch Ladyland, hoagies and grinders.
What is that from? Hoagies.
Adam Sandler, Lunch Ladyland, the Adam Sandler Chris Farley vehicle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
All right, so I'll give you hoagie. If you want to say hoagie, I'm not gonna run you out of town for hoagie.
Run me out of town.
Hero grinder, get out of here.
I don't know, man. There's a place right down the road from me called the American Hero. They fucking make a fine sandwich.
I don't know. I guess I just grew up on I guess before Subway we had Blimpies, so they were Blimpies.
Oh, Blimpies! Yeah, Blimpies used to be awesome.
Yeah, but it was called Blimpie subs, not Blimpie grinders.
No, well, I didn't call them grinders. I mean, you call them heroes. I don't get the grinder thing. I don't understand where that came from.
Yeah, neither do I. But
it's
weird.
Called
submarine sandwiches.
Subs. Give me a sub.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else is acceptable here in North Jersey. Nothing.
Give me a tuna sub. Give me a ham salami and cheese sub.
Yeah, sometimes I'll say, can I have because it's weird now. Because if you go to a deli, they have all different kinds of rolls. So sometimes you have to say, can I have an Italian BMT on a long roll, or can I have a super sub on a long roll as opposed to the other stuff. Sometimes you just find yourself saying that.
Why would you get a sub on anything but a long roll? That doesn't
no,
make sense.
You know what? It's just that might not be a real thing, but I've heard people say it. People who get the eggplant, the eggplant peppers, fresh moots. like those sandwiches, whenever I hear someone order it, they always specify long roll or sub roll.
That's so weird.
They could just be
I-
batshit
like-
crazy.
Yeah, but like, why would you get a sub like on a round roll? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense.
I do like a good Kaiser.
Yeah, but not for a sub. Like a Kaiser, I would throw on a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a sub, man, it's got to be on a long fucking roll. You got to be like fucking grabbing that shit 2 hands.
Yeah. All right. So are you all right. So what do you put what do you put on your subs other than the meat and whatever you get and the cheese?
Lettuce and tomato, extra oil, extra vinegar. I like my bread fucking soppy. I'll throw some like if they got oregano and salt and pepper, I'll throw that on there too. I will never, ever put mayonnaise on a sub. Fuck that. I don't understand where that came from. I don't know why it's a thing. I think you should be castrated if you put that shit on your grinder, hero, sub, whatever.
Well, next time we're in studio, I'll let you cut my balls off yourself.
Come on, really? Mayo?
Oh, yeah.
Mayo. Along with
yeah.
oil and vinegar?
All right, so I was never a big oil and vinegar guy until recently because I didn't like the soppiness. I put mayo and spicy mustard.
All right, all right. You know what? If you're not doing the oil and vinegar, fine.
Oh no, but here's the thing: I'm doing the oil and vinegar now too.
Yeah, but with the
doing it
mayo
all,
and the
baby.
mustard. Oh,
Mayo, mustard, oil and vinegar, no tomatoes.
Dude, you are so gross.
Lettuce, onion.
Why? Oh.
All right, so here's why. I'll tell you why.
Oh,
This is actually Matt might actually be proud of me for this.
Nope.
Because you know how he does his grilled cheese basted in mayonnaise?
Which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. And I've come around on that.
Basted in mayonnaise.
So I find that mayonnaise sometimes pairs better with ham sometimes than and the American cheese or the provolone, whichever one I get, than mustard. So like if I'm constructing my own sandwich, I'll go ham, I'll put mayo on one side of the bread, mustard on the other side of the bread. Ham goes on the mayo, like the pepperoni and the salami goes on the mustard side, and then the cheese is in the middle, and boom, fold that bad boy right over, and you got yourself a snack.
Oh God, you got like a war going on in your mouth.
It's incredible. The contrast, man. Flavors all about contrast.
I don't know about that, man. I prefer my flavors to work together. Oof.
Hey, it's like a great wrestling match, man. Sometimes a contrast in style and ideology makes a match a banger. 5-star Meltzer style.
I don't know about that, man. Look,
What do you
do
mean?
you, but
I will do me. I don't need your approval.
I'm a lettuce, tomato, oil, and vinegar guy, and a little oregano myself.
All right, I never got the oregano thing. When did oregano become a sandwich condiment?
Well, typically when I'll get an Italian sub, so I want a little
that's what I
oregano on there, you know? So there you go.
All right, so if I'm getting an Italian, I usually don't put mayonnaise on it.
You shouldn't. All right,
Yeah.
I got a little more respect for you after that one. At least you made a good call there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, it's usually just the old the mustard.
Kev,
Spicy brown.
Can I tell you about this dog shit match that I saw on NWA Power this week?
Oh boy, we're diving deep into the wrestling. So we
Kenzie Page is growing on me. She's actually been wrestling a lot for NWA. She's getting a lot of screen time, which is awesome. Taryn Terrell, she's okay to look at. She's like annoying, but she should be in a managerial role. She shouldn't be wrestling. And this is why. They had a COVID-19 social distance match. So they had to put dude, it's worse. It's worse than it sounds. It's worse than it sounds.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Kevin, I wish I were. I really wish I were kidding.
They had all right, so Tony, I'm not going to cut you off, but just to lend a little something, I've seen like the goofy matches where like no one actually touches each other and they still act out the moves, or like we've seen like Damian Sandow as the stunt double. We've seen, heck, even the old traditional blindfold matches or the precursor to something like this. But tell me, Tony, what is a social distancing match?
Well, it's pretty much one of these no contact matches, except Taryn Terrell insisted that they wear face protection. So they had to wear COVID masks. Of course, Taryn's is all like nice and glittery, and she just tosses Kenzie Page one of those like run of the mill 10-cent, surgical mask things that everybody wears. And they proceeded to pretend to hit each other from 6 feet away and have a lockup from 6 feet away and all this other nonsense for 6 feet away. And they were pretending to chop each other, even though they were nowhere near each other.
So were they selling?
Well, of course. So Taryn Terrell throws hand sanitizer in Kenzie's face. So she's had enough. She starts chasing after Taryn. Taryn runs over by Kyle Davis, and she gets counted out. And there's your fucking, I hope we never see again, social distance match. It was bad. What wasn't bad, JTG and Colby Carino are a team that they don't really get along with each other, which is fucking great because they can both go. I'm telling you, Colby Carino's going to be something, man. He's got something to him. He looks fucking filthy. He's got like an attitude about him. He can play chicken shit, but then he also jumps in to take over stuff. And him and JTG, for some reason, it fucking works. And they beat the Rude Dudes. I don't even need to go into the match.
All right,
but it was fucking good.
Tony, I'm still fascinated by, and I'll get right back to this.
All right, go ahead.
I'm super fascinated with the social distancing match.
There's nothing to be fascinated about. That's all there is to it.
No, because I'm wondering if someone wanted to be super goofy and super creative, not really creative, but goofy and really play in the now, would you ever consider, if you were, Billy Corgan, or if you were Court Bauer, or if you were, Tony Khan, would you start a division or a championship, the social distancing wrestling championship, where every match is like that for that belt?
No, you know why, man?
Even if it's only for listen, it's not any worse than the 24/7 championship.
Oh no, but at least you're making contact in the 24/7 championship, Kev.
But if that's the whole, if you're gonna have one match, what's to stop you from having more?
The thing that kills me is this is the NWA. This isn't some indie promotion where they're working to a hot crowd. Like this is a promotion where they're talking about tradition. Like and silliness is only going to get you so far. But this was just not even good. This was just fucking terrible. It really was bad.
No, and I agree with that. But if you all right, so I feel like what my suggestion would be something that WWE would definitely do.
Well, Kate's chiming in. She's telling.
All right, so that's the one. She commented 19,000 times, and that's the one you choose to put up.
Yes,
Kevin, stop.
Because your fucking idea is ridiculous, dude.
It is ridiculous, but is it not something that someone would do?
Apparently, it's been done before. But
right,
to make
that's the match that I was referring to. Hold on. This is the one that I was referring to by Kate, Janela and Jimmy Lloyd.
Did it when it was barely legal to hold shows in the pandemic.
So that's the one. That's the match I was referring to when I said that I've seen matches where no one touches each other.
But
so
in fairness, that was probably worked in front of a crowd that was there to be entertained by that sort of thing.
Exactly. I'm not saying
this is the NWA, dude.
I'm not saying NWA has to be the one to do it. That's why I mentioned Court Bauer, Tony Khan, and everybody else. Would there ever be a day? Would it be out of the realm of possibility for a Vince McMahon to come out and say, you know what we're going to need? We're going to have a social distancing championship, and we're going to have all matches where no one touches each other. And it's just
I don't think any one of those promoters does that. I think that shits your company. Honestly. And like I said,
more than the 24/7 show.
Yes. How are you? But I mean, that's a real thing. Like, look, that's goofy, but at least you can say like they're actually like trying to win something. This is just people like pantomiming. Like, I don't know.
But you're still trying to win it. I'm telling you, I'm pitching that to somebody. Someone's going to use it if they haven't already.
It's worse than LARPing. At least with LARPing, like you're pretending, but you're still like hitting each other. This is like pretending and not even making contact.
That's the gimmick.
Oh, it's terrible.
All All right, let's run through
Kev-
this of
Kev-
terrible wrestling ideas. I'm not saying listen, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm saying is it not feasible in this day and age that someone wouldn't consider it?
Let me ask you this.
All
You
right.
think WrestlePro would ever do this? There's your answer.
No.
There's your answer.
No. I'm thinking because I think there is a world where they would because they've done. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the goofy shit that they've done in the past. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Goofy shit that actually involved wrestling. Not wrestling. Not wrestling. Yes.
not double negative issue there.
Yeah, sort of, kinda.
I'm
Just trying.
I'm telling you right now.
Holy shit,
There's-
Snowy White with the shoot name Quentin. I'm at work just saying, hey fuckers, what's up, Snowy? Don't forget.
What up?
Snowy's got 2 shows on the Shining Wizards Network. Radioactive Metal and Wrestling Night in Canada, eh?
Oh, look at that.
There
Look
you
at that.
go. Shout
Snowy.
out to Snowy.
I'm telling you, man. There's got. You know what? I'll go a step further and say I bet it already
Oh,
exists.
God. Yeah,
I
I'm
bet it
sure
already
does.
exists somewhere.
When we talk to Miko Maestro in a few weeks, we could ask him about it. Maybe he does that in Finland.
Wait, doesn't he live in like Seattle?
Yeah, but he goes back to Finland. He was wrestling in Finland recently, I think. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll talk to him about it. Kev, that's a big no though for your idea. Sorry, buddy.
No,
I
mean,
love you,
listen,
but this is the
I'm
fucking.
telling you
stinkeroo.
again. It's not even a good idea. It's not even a passable idea for anyone who loves wrestling. But it's something that someone somewhere is either doing, has done, or will do.
Well, it has been done. It was done. Will they do it again? Some asshole probably will, for sure.
No, I'm saying like as a belt, like as the social distancing champion.
Nope. God. Oof.
And he walks to the ring with the belt, can't shake hands with anybody.
Ugh,
the
that make me
mask on.
heave more than drinking this skunky beer.
Puts hand sanitizer on after the ropes.
Well,
At the
Kev,
ring.
Jack Stain is coming after the Booger Eater, but he's saying that Billy Corgan's against him. I'm starting to get a theme here. I think they're really trying to push like that
right.
they're all against Billy Corgan. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like the promoters getting involved. I don't know where it's going though, so I'm going to hold judgment. But with him being on commentary and him wanting to be involved, not only with Latimer but Jack Stain mentioned him, I don't know what's happening there. I really don't know.
All
What's
right, so
happening
Tony,
there.
you're gonna have to explain this to me like I was 5.
What's that?
What is Billy Corgan's an on-screen character now all the time?
Well, no, not all the time. Like he'll come out and he'll do interviews where he talks about the history of the company, the product. Like when they got a hold of Mildred Burke's championship, like he came out to present it and things like that. So he gets involved, but he hasn't been part of stories until now. So like everybody acknowledges like he's the guy in charge, he's the owner, he brought the NWA back, yada yada yada. But it's also like now he's like actively like, Tom, I'm gonna fire you if you don't get in the ring and wrestle. Or like, like now Jack Stain is like, Corgan's he holds all the cards, he's holding us back, he's holding me back. When am I getting my championship shot? Like all this other stuff.
But how could if he owns the company, how could he possibly he's the boss? It's not like
but he hasn't been involved in active storylines until now.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that either, Tony.
It's weird.
Wait, why is Jack Stain? I thought Mike Knox was challenging.
He is. We'll get to that. So
Okay.
our final match of the evening was Trevor Murdoch teaming up with Crimson to take on Jack Stain and Jeremiah Plunkett. Guess who's eating the pin in this one, Kevin?
Well, first you're gonna have to tell me who Jeremiah Plunkett is.
Bingo! Now, Jeremiah Plunkett's been around for a while. He's actually very talented. Think of like a fatter Arn Anderson wearing a singlet, like a one-shoulder singlet, like an Andre the Giant style. He's actually really good. He's playing a heel here because he's with Jack Stain. He pretty much just takes a beating. Like Crimson beats him down, Trevor Murdoch beats him down. Jack Stain winds up walking out on him like later in the match. So he fucking eats the big elbow from Trevor Murdoch and all this and that, and he winds up.
Okay, I know who this guy is.
Flying Bulldog, actually, after he drops the elbow. A lot of guys like dropping the elbow in the NWA, which is fucking great, but it's just weird that a lot of them use it like for a setup move, but it is what it is. I guess it's a Harley Race thing. I don't know.
You said flying elbow?
Yeah, like the elbow drop,
Yeah, a lot of people actually use that.
It's just
To this
weird
day.
seeing. Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's tradition. I don't know. So, Kev,
All right.
we are going to be picking Hard Times 2 this weekend.
Oh boy.
It's Saturday, December 4th. It's 8:00 this time, so it's not earlier in the day. It's going to be on Fight. It's out of the Atlanta GA studios, which is awesome. They're back in studio. Kev, we got a hell of a show here, right?
Oh, I'll
So
tell
as
you.
we
Yeah,
know-
I'm sure.
So Mike Knox is challenging Trevor Murdoch for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Melina gets her title shot against Camille for the Women's World title. No DQ, no time limit. NWA World Television title match. Scion challenges Tyrus. Special guest referee, the Pope. What's going to happen here, Kev?
You legit asking me?
No, I don't know. Kev, 3 sets of tag titles on the line. That's right. I said 3. Odinson and Paro, the end, cash in their championship tournament win. They take on La Rebellion, Bestia 666, and Mecha Wolf. Kev, women's world tag titles in a triple threat. The Hex, challenged by Kylie Ray and Tootie Lynn, and Lady Frost and Natalia Markova. Kev, we got Aaron Stevens and Kratos challenging your Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the OGK, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. Kev, this is insane. It gets better. This is what else we got. We got the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Title Tournament qualifier. Austin Aries takes on Rhett Titus. We've got a World Junior Heavyweight Title Tournament Gauntlet qualifier featuring.
Sorry, what was that?
It's the Junior Heavyweight Title Tournament Gauntlet qualifier. It's a qualifying gauntlet.
Gauntlet. Okay, gotcha.
Gauntlet, yes. Kev, how's this for names?
All
Kerry Morton, guest of the show, friend of the show. C.W. Anderson, Homicide, Davari, Luke and PJ Hawx, Jeremiah Plunkett, Sal Renaro, Darius Lockhart, Jamie Stanley, Victor Benjamin, and Alex Taylor. It's a hell of a lineup. Kev, it doesn't end there.
I mean, how many title matches do we have so far here? Just to
Kev,
give
we got
credit
more.
to...
We got more title matches, Kev. More. The
Kate's
Impact Knockouts champion, Mickey James.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right. Kate says this is like New Japan Pro Wrestling level belt number, which she's right. There's a lot of titles that promote here with a lot less time.
And I think this is for the title. Mickey James is defending against Kiera Hogan. We got Doug Williams coming in, taking on Colby Carino. We got Mick Foley appearing as Santa Claus. We got a tribute to former women's champion Jazz. And Kev, Nick Aldis, Tom Latimer. If either man is disqualified, they will be suspended for 2 months, and no one is allowed at ringside. This is a fucking loaded show, dude. It is loaded.
Who's challenging for the social distancing championship?
Terry Torelli.
I think she should win. She's over. Yeah, but no, Tony. I mean, your enthusiasm for the show speaks volumes. So I'll take your word for it. I'm looking forward to doing my research this week and picking it, and hopefully I stomp you like a moth,
like a Southern Stomper,
like our guest at the later in the show.
Correct, ding. Yeah, they'll be joining us in just a little while, actually. So that's NWA in a nutshell, Kev. That's
Tony,
NWA.
listen, you're the NWA expert, so I gotta start watching it. I really should give it its due here, because it's
you know what, social distance match aside, this was a good show. There was a lot of great wrestling on this show. We got an interview with Tyrus and Scion, who was Jeremiah Plunkett dressed up like Scion, apologizing to Tyrus for taking this match. It like you knew right away.
We should have had Jeremiah Plunkett on the show last week.
I would have. He would have done it.
Yeah.
You had to see it though. No, it wasn't Jeremiah Plunkett. What the hell is it? It was Jordan Clearwater wearing the mask.
Oh,
and
we should have had him on the show last week.
That's who I meant. I got a little confused, but it was hilarious. Like right away, you knew it wasn't Scion. Like I knew it wasn't Scion, but the way he rolled with it, he's like, "I'm sorry, Tyrus. Forgive me. I don't want to challenge you." And it was really funny shit.
Tony dialed into the NWA.
I love the NWA, bro. Look, when it's good, it's good. Like sometimes there's some dog shit, but when it's good, it's fucking good.
Listen again. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, Big Daddy.
What else we got? We got anything else? Or is this time is this time where we need to refresh beverages and I need to get rid of this fucking beer once and for all?
Yeah, why don't we take a little break, Ski, and we'll come back hot, leading right into either Luke and PJ Hawx 30, and maybe one, maybe both. Who knows? We don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's both, right?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll talk about their time in NWA. We'll talk about Luke's role on Heels, the show on Stars, right?
We got so much to talk about, bro. We got so much to talk about with these guys. And that's not all. The Big Deal Craig Steele joins us tonight as well.
If you don't know who that is, shame on you.
Yeah, terrible. Shame on you.
He's been around forever. You may, if you're truly old school, like the Donk and like Millionaire Matt are, you will remember him as the pub bully from a very long time ago. And he's been tearing it up in tag team action with Danny Doring at WrestlePro. And he's just an all-around good friend. And I can't wait to talk to him. He's a hell of a dude. So we're going to do that as well. So
I trained with the guy, former contemporary of mine. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's good to just have, people that you love on the show. So I love the Big Deal. So I'm excited for that.
Well, he is a big deal, and we love all of our guests. We don't want to make people think, I know that a lot of people don't like Francis Wright, but I happen to love the guy. So F all y'all.
Wait, love? You love Francis Wright?
Francis Wright rules, dude, and he's got a soft spot for you. So you better watch what you say.
No, I don't hate the guy. I don't love him either.
Oh, he's the best. They're all the best. I'm going to start rapping about our guests.
Years. That's a love. That's not someone you could say you love.
Craig Steele?
Yeah, that's a love.
All right, I'm going to rap about our guests. PJ Hawx, he's the best. Craig Steele, he's the big deal. Luke Hawx, he's also the best. But I really like Francis Wright. Miko Maestro, he's the best. Right. He goes to Finland. Yeah. That's all I got.
That was incredible.
Kev,
I'm not even mad at you because you
mad.
Tried. You tried.
Don't hate.
You tried.
I always put my best foot forward. Sometimes I trip over it, but I always try my best.
Matt is probably like screaming to
Gives
himself
a
right
shit.
now.
Hope he fucking chokes on the way home from his fucking gig, whatever he's doing.
What is he doing anyway?
Gives a shit. Hopefully choking on a pizza.
Or a year.
Kev, well, we got guests coming up. We got more wrestling talk to do. But Kev, what do we always say about this time?
We always say back after this.
We know you love shopping at Amazon, and we also know you love listening to the Shining Wizards. That's why you're hearing this commercial right now. But were you aware that you can combine the two, do all your shopping, and support the show at the same time? Well, of course you can. Instead of going to Amazon.com, go to Amazon.shiningwizards.com and make your purchases the way you normally would. You're going to get the same great low prices, and a portion of whatever you purchase is going to go to support the Shining Wizards. How great is that? You, by purchasing anything that you normally would anyway, is going to support us. That's a win-win in my book. So from now on, when you shop at Amazon, go to Amazon.shiningwizards.com or click the banner on our website and do all of your shopping with the Shining Wizards.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
Horns up, everyone. One on the Shining Wizards Network. Be sure every Friday to check out Radioactive Metal. Radioactive Metal is one of the longest running podcasts on the interweb. And every week we bring you a fist full of metal, including interviews with all your favorite artists, discuss all the metal news, and feature the best tunes on the air today. So grab a Lemmy, join your cool Uncle Snowy, and co-host Aaron in the pit.
Your recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment broadcasting from the current to the way back. Join the impact player Phil Rea and the Portuguese man of war Choppy for the Turnbuckle Throwbacks Wrestling Podcast. Live every week on rantemradio.com. Get all our episodes over at iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Audio Boom, Google Play, ShiningWizardsNetwork.com, and TurnbuckleThrowbacks.com.
Are you tired of being told what to think and believe by Hollywood elites and politicians who just don't care about you?
Tired of not getting the truth when you watch the news?
Tired of trying to figure out what pronoun to use?
Tired of mob mentality when all you want to do is think for yourself and make up your own mind?
That's where we come in. This is Justin.
And Vince.
Your hosts of Inconclusive Breakdown.
We are a weekly anti-PC podcast bringing you entertainment and current event news without any spin.
If you want to truly stay informed on what's going on in the world, then give us a listen every Sunday, anywhere you get podcasts, at least till Zuckerberg and Twitter Jack deplatform us.
And as always, we're proud members of the Shining Wizards Network.
Tired of the PC police telling you what you can and cannot say? Want a show that travels back to the 80s and 90s where the badass hosts have beaten down cancel culture on 3 separate occasions and carried on to gloat about it? Since 2013, The Midnight Jury is that show. Travel back to the malls and arcades, pop in your VHS, and join us where the 80s and 90s return from the dead. Conan, tell them where to find us.
WLWstudios.com, home of the Midnight Jury podcast hosted by Midnight Mike and Calvin Brody.
Also available on all major podcast platforms via the Shining Wizards Network, and join in the conversation on Twitter at Midnight Jury.
What's up, wrestling fans? You want something awesome? Check out Wrestling Night in Canada here on the Shining Wizards Network. We're 3 Canadian metalheads uniting for the love of pro wrestling. Every episode, we go over all the latest news and special events with the odd unique interview as well. So grab a cold one and check out Wrestling Night in Canada, eh?
Are you tired of being uninformed? Together, we can change all of that. Experience a podcast like you've never heard before. You'll gain knowledge, have some laughs, because we believe this is the last AEW podcast you'll ever need. Join us every Wednesday night at 10:15 p.m. on rantemradio.com and Facebook Live. We can also be found on all major podcast forums as part of the Shining Wizards Network. So stop listening to inferior AEW podcasts and bring a new podcast into your life by joining us.
Join the Mark Order Podcast.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Mark Order Pod and on Facebook.com/MarkOrderPod. Don't forget to tag us on social media and use hashtag #JoinTheMarkOrder, because if you don't find us,
we will find you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Thomas, and what's your name?
I'm Alan.
Alan.
Yeah. We're brothers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot
The
that.
same mother and father.
Your room was...
Oh, we shared the room.
Shared a room.
We shared the room.
Thought I knew your face.
Yeah,
on
we go
somewhere.
way back, mate. Yeah.
We should do a podcast then.
We have.
We do a podcast.
We do a podcast.
What's it called?
The
Broadcast.
Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah. Well.
What do we do?
Well, we cover all different things in the world of pop culture. We're talking about comic books, we're talking about professional wrestling, and we're talking about movies. Go back and watch classic retro wrestling events, the likes of WWE, WCW, and if you do like that, you can check us out on Apple iTunes, also on Podbean, Anchor, and on Podknife. Also check us out on Twitter at The Broadcast. That's BROKAST. Nearly stuffed up the ending.
No, it's all right. Good on you.
Yeah. Instagram also at The Broadcast Podcast.
Yeah, but we don't spell it with a C. We spell it with a K.
Sorry, mate.
Take it easy.
We are spelling it with a K. We are doing it all day, every day. We are the Shining Wizards. We are back from our break. Kev, you know what we always do when we're back from our break? I'll tell you what we do. We thank those that continue to support us. That's right. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. Join us for as little as $1 a month. Little as $1 a month. Kev, what's $1 amongst friends? I don't know. Nothing. $1's not even a cup of coffee. You could probably find $1 in your couch cushions. You can probably find $1 under the mats in your car.
Find a lot of other stuff there too, probably.
Well, I mean, we don't want the other stuff. We just want your ducats,
No.
dollars, dollar bill, money. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shout out to
For as little-
JTG for sending that video too last week. Just off the top of my
he's
head.
awesome.
that's-
Everybody
I
was
remembered
awesome
that.
last week.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, we gotta talk about how great that show was too at some point.
All right, well, let's get to the Patreons, and then we can talk about how great how great the 10th anniversary was. With Skunky Beer, baby. Anyway, for as little as $1, if you want to join us on the $3 level, that's going to get you all of your exclusive Patreon episodes, like we talked about earlier. The three of us got together. We talked about 2006's Survivor Series. That's what it was. And my son and I actually did a watch along from Elimination Chamber, John Cena against Kevin Owens, which was fucking hilarious and hysterical and fun and all at the same time. So we got tons of bonus. Kev, we've got over 50 bonus episodes right now in the archive that people can access for only $3 a month. You go $5 a month, we will plug anything you want us to plug. You go $10, $20 a month. Then every 3 months, you get a box of wizardry. Matt combs the world to find all kinds of great stuff to pack into these boxes. Kev, it's
Tony,
insane.
If you don't think Matt was doing his due diligence on all the Black Friday deals that he could muster up just to give the most quantity of product to all of you out there who love and support us, he doesn't just skimp. He gets the goods. He gets the good stuff. He gets stuff that you probably get, like a DVD that you may not have seen in like 10 years of a pay-per-view that you may not have even known existed, and you find and you love, and it turns you into a fan of said promotion, like a Ring of Honor, maybe like an NWA, maybe like a XPW.
Dude, it's so insane. Like, look, Matt's a dick. Like, Matt will come on, he'll fuck with us, even though he's not here because he's a piece of shit. But when it comes to filling those fucking boxes of wizardry, there's no one better. I got to give him props.
I couldn't.
I mean, I couldn't either. It's insane. I got to give him tons of respect for that.
No,
I can't respect him for his picks every week, but I can respect him for that.
Yeah, he stinks.
P.U. Matt. Pew.
Yeah, but he's the reason why we're still here. So I give him all the credit in the world for that. So.
No, I wouldn't grease his fucking knob that hard, Kev. But I will grease these people's knobs.
Consider it greased.
Because these are our running list of Patreon producers. Of course, we've got the queen of the Shining Wizards, Miss Kathy Hummer. We got the king of the Wizards, Mr. Manny Kratzo. He's from Austria, you know. God help him, bro. I hope you're doing all right. I heard it's fucking locked down the shit over there where you're from. Please be safe. Yeah, I heard Austria's bad, dude. Like, they're on lockdown again.
Do they got the new Omicron variant?
No, that's the guy that's challenging Tyrus for the fucking TV title. Anyway, Anthony and Danny Rusinello, the AOP of the SWP. Sean Toe, Sean Kaleo, Kate Hensler from On Deck IC. I say it each and every time I do the plugs. You got shit to promote, Kate will promote your shit. And Kate is everywhere. You can't turn on a fucking wrestling podcast these days and not seeing her mugging for the camera, telling everybody how super cute they are. Kate's the best.
Or on Twitter. You can't go anywhere on Twitter without seeing her tweet something, even though she no-sells me.
She's a fucking thirst trap is what she is. I've seen some of those pictures, Kate. Shame on you. Anyway, Matt Garifo, no relation to the KJG. Maddie Mellinger, Christine Friesendorfer, Mark Parloni.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Thank you, dude. Kenny Hawsey, Mr. Scotch Drinks More himself. Jay Copp, the Big Copper Pump, the best thing coming out of Staten Island and the greatest thing on Turnbuckle Throwbacks. Thomas Copps, the Mott Spock. Michael Hammond. Matthew Birch, isn't he the prince of some shit or other with the LJNs? I don't know. He's the true prince of pro. That's right. Braden Bergren's the fucking LJN, LeBron James shit, whatever. Brendan Haney, Kerry Cowling, Ryan Schlong. I heard it's not only a fucking gimmick, dude. I heard that's a fact of life. Of course, the newest folks, I guess. The Daily Smart join us, thedailysmart.com. Go over there, get caught up on all your wrestling news, events, podcasts, and everything else wrestling related. Matthew Jarvis, Asian Joe, he's back, baby. David Henry Bauer III. Mike Peterson's joining us. Robert Humphrey's joining us. And of course, his pal Antonio Hosserman makes experimental music at harvestmanrecords.bandcamp.com. Kevin, he is the one, the only William Mercier Jr.
Lives are gonna be in William Mercier's. That's you did it. How are you gonna do that?
What I
That was
do?
That was terrible. I mean, that's the whole shtick is that it's the Will and Mercy thing. You hyped it up like he was like Michael Buffer getting an intro.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like it was the contrast. Like I build it all the way up, and then you're just like, "This is who
All
I
right,
am."
so
It's
now you
Mayo.
agree about contrast. Let's go back to the mayo mustard
Oh,
debate.
enough!
There
All right,
you
look,
go, baby.
I was oil and vinegar. Now you're gonna ruin it with mayo. There you go.
All right. So anyway, let me do this guy proper because
All
he's
right,
been
here,
with
let me do it.
us.
Let me do it. All right, William Mercier Jr.
Lives are gonna be in William Mercier's hands. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, Kevin. Like we said, join us on Patreon. We can shout you out each and every week for as little as $1. Patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. It's all about the support, and we love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. Kev, we did celebrate our 10th anniversary last week, and it's not too late. We have very few. When I say very few, we're out of 2XLs. We got very few Shining Wizards X shirts left. They look awesome. They feel great. They're soft t-shirts, $20 shipped anywhere in the USA. WizardsPodcast@gmail.com. Get your Shining Wizards X fix. X gonna give it to you, and so are the Wizards.
You just did an exhibit drop in 2021.
No, it's not
Almost
exhibit.
2022.
Not
Oh no,
exhibit.
DMX. Oh, DMX.
There you go.
DMX. Wow. That was
R.I.P.
terrible.
DMX.
That was a bad job out of me. That was a terrible job out of me. Yeah, 10 years, man. Dude, I mean, I kind of wish Matt was here for this, but we can maybe reflect a little bit more with him next week.
No, we can't.
I know
Fuck him. He's not here. Too bad.
we were heavy with the libations last week, but I know it was a great show, and I just want to thank everyone that contributed to it, man. Was there anything that you felt that was just super cool? That someone that may have reached out, or just in general, just everything was dope and everything was cool?
No, it really was. It was a good time. We had a lot of great people, that support us. Drop some videos our way. It was great seeing Rip Rogers. Rip Rogers is a low key favorite guest because he's just insane and he doesn't give a fuck, which is awesome. I don't know if you saw Kayla Sparks took our little snippet when we showed her, and she was promoting her video on the show, which is awesome. She's all over the place. She's like right there to be in like the next big thing. It's so awesome for her.
I hope so.
Who else is
She's
on
great.
there? She's fantastic. So now she can clip this and put it on her next fucking highlight reel. Anyway, Francis Wright, he was awesome. Playing up the gimmick. I love it. Love it.
All right. So I don't want to be this guy, but I might have to.
Go. Oh, here we go.
Trying to like see who we missed. And I don't know if that's because maybe they just didn't send it, or maybe they didn't send it right to Matt. Like I was surprised we didn't. No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if they sent anything.
Who were you surprised?
We didn't get any love from LeGrex.
Maybe he didn't reach out to LeGreca. I mean, LeGreca had a lot of stuff going on with his Thunder Rosa feud.
That's true. Actually,
they're BFFs now, by the way. I don't know if you've been following social media.
Yeah, they've mended the old fence. Yeah, so that was basically it. I was like, wait, and did Kate send us anything?
Kate doesn't need to send us anything. Kate's awesome.
I don't know. Suspect. She's a big star now. Oh yeah, she's a big star now. Do you think she can send us something?
I mean, we didn't get any videos from any of the shows on the Shining Wizards Network, but I know that that Phil was plugging us, and so was Justin over at Inconclusive Breakdown. Those guys were all mentioned, that we were celebrating our 10th anniversary. So kudos to them for putting the word out. Always appreciated, always loved. Much love for all those guys.
Absolutely. No, it was just so awesome, man. So many people that you haven't heard from in a long time, and people that you see all the time. It's just, there's no difference between the two. They're just all incredible, and they've all supported us. So
Bro,
it's great.
Jaka.
Oh, and dude, that was awesome.
And I'm talking about who was our first guest, and he pops into the chat.
Matt,
it was insane.
That was like I think that was like the serendipitous thing. I think he used that quote when like he asked us to pick numbers, and like I picked number 7, and it just happened to be freaking Hawkins. But
yeah,
the true serendipitous moment was Jaka being on, because I love that motherfucker. And his first time on, he was your first guest ever. He was before I was even a freaking thought in your nutsacks.
Yeah, and that was Powers too. That was Dave brought him in. Dude, that was when Beyond was just becoming a thing. Beyond was still like just closed set shows just for the wrestlers. Like they were just literally like wrestlers at ringside watching the other guys perform, and then Drew was just putting it out there.
So they were doing COVID shows before COVID, essentially.
Pretty much.
Not
But it's
letting people
insane.
in.
It's insane to think about how far Beyond has come from those early shows where Dave was actually one of the producers. He was working cameras.
Yeah, he was doing a bunch of stuff with them, the Omega.
And that's how we got to know Jaka. That's how we got to know a lot of those guys, like Dickinson and everybody.
Yeah, I was about to say Dickinson probably, and even is that how we got in
EYFBO?
touch? Oh, okay, there you go. I was going to say that. Pazuzu, baby. Pinky.
We had all those guys on. We had Pinky Sanchez on. All of them. It was all all coming through
and
Beyond.
the fact that year 11 starts now, and I couldn't think of a better way to. This isn't going to be a segue, but it should be. I should have saved it. We're going to have the Hawks father and son tag team duo, which is incredible to think that father son tag team is incredible.
It is. It really is. And dude, just to watch, like we've known, like Luke's been on our TVs, Luke's been on DVDs, he's been on pay-per-views. Luke's been in our consciousness for a long time as a pro wrestler. You know what I'm saying? But to see his kid now who we know Luke's pedigree, like we know like what he can do. But to see his kid on TV and just how smooth he is, like how seamless he is in between moves and whatnot. And he hasn't been doing this all that long, which makes it even more insane.
Yeah, he's right in the meaty part of the curve at this point. So basically the genes, and the genes probably elevated from Luke to PJ, because PJ is an incredible athlete, and not that Luke isn't, but PJ is just like that. He's like that Chad Gable, that Kurt Angle-ish. I'm not saying he's an Olympian. Don't get me wrong. I'm not nuts, but he's got that vibe to him, I think.
Oh, for sure. And just to be able, like when I first saw that Luke was getting on the NWA Power, I was like, all right, this is awesome. This is a cool fit for somebody like him, And then he brings PJ in, and I was just like, holy shit, where are we going with this? And it's just been awesome. They've gotten so much exposure being in the tag title tournament, just working together. And PJ, like on his own, like even the stuff he was doing before that with like Colby Carino, just fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's basically like a student of the game match right there, because that's like the learning tree, realized right there. You're the son of Luke Hawx, and Colby's the son of Steve, and it's incredible.
Yeah, lot of great second generation stuff right there. I mean, you can't go wrong with with Colby Carino and PJ Hawx. You can't.
And it's so funny because it was funny that we covered Survivor Series 2006 on our Patreon bonus show. I was listening to Bruce Pritchard talk about the Guerreros, and it's like there was never a bad Guerrero, and Bruce Pritchard had a line where he was like, sometimes it skips a generation, sometimes sometimes it does. There was not a bad Guerrero, and if the history is a guide and the future is any indication, there's probably not going to be a bad Hawks. So,
we can talk about that for a second real quick. He had the same opinion of Chavo that we did. I didn't realize that they were doing 2006 this week either.
I had no clue, Tony. No idea.
I didn't either until it popped up like after we had recorded and everything. But I did like that he kind of felt the same way about Chavo that we did. The one thing I didn't like, they gave the Crime Time stuff like a beating, and they should have. We agreed with that. But they completely whiffed on talking about what Jerry Lawler said. And I don't know if that's a thing where maybe Bruce didn't want to talk about it because he's with the company again. You know what I'm saying?
He tends not to do that.
But like, man, like I think like that stuff was just, like a step that needed to be taken, like to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Well, they did, right? Didn't they? Oh no, not what Lawler said. No, they didn't. You're right. They just talked about what Crime Time did.
Yeah, that was it. They talked about all the other stuff, and rightfully so, because like we made this, I mean, I don't want to put too much out there, but we pretty much made the same points that they made. So I see we've got one of the Hawks Aerie in queue. Do we want to let PJ in and start talking to him?
Let's ride, baby.
All right, let's see if he's ready. Let's get him in. All right, he's muted. Let's see.
There
We
we
got him.
go. I'm unmuted. I'm always ready.
Beautiful.
How you doing?
PJ Hawx is with us on the hotline on the screen with us. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing well. I cannot complain. Just ate some food and I'm just hanging out, ready to do this podcast. How about y'all?
We are great. We are fantastic. Let me ask you, what's the meal of choice before you join two idiots like us on a podcast?
It's a restaurant. Yeah, it's a restaurant called Asian
Great
Cajun,
question.
but it's a Japanese restaurant, local, but it's yakiniku Dunbury, so just meat and rice and vegetables. So try to eat clean.
Nice.
And also very good as well. They do a great job.
Very nice. For those of you just joining us, we are here with PJ Hawx, member of the Hawx Aerie, one of the newest stars, one of the brightest stars on NWA Power. And we were just talking about you before you popped into the queue, and just talking about like how familiar we were with your dad being in the business for as long as he has, and then with you making your appearances and getting out there on a national platform as part of the NWA. And I got to tell you, bro, I would say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but we know what your dad's capable of. But to see you in the ring, just as smooth as you are, and how natural everything seems to you, is it something where you're trying to model yourself after your dad, or did you have other influences to get you like where you are with how you are in the ring?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think about that a lot. When I always think about that, because I mean I've seen my dad wrestle my entire life, right? I've been going to shows. The earliest I can remember is 3 years old, going to shows with him and watching him wrestle. My dad's always been very smooth, very crisp. Everything he does, it's very impactful and meaningful. And I think, I just get part of that from him, but I do watch a lot for now. Kurt Angle was somebody I love to watch, or, any of those technical matches he had from 2000 to any of them. But the 2000, 2004 period is the one that I like to watch a lot. Just any matches he had then were, really great. And there's any technical wrestling I can watch, I try to pick up on that. But no, honestly, I try to incorporate a lot of my amateur wrestling. And I think that's where I get my quickness from, is because that's part of it. When I wrestled in high school, I like to shoot a lot, but I would do a lot of single legs or double legs, but I would just be very quick because, I may not have been the strongest of the people, but I knew I had the speed, and, it's all about the angles and other kinds of stuff. But I feel like that definitely helped me translate well into pro wrestling. And yeah, so it's a mix of everything. I try to incorporate a lot of my amateur stuff in there, but at the same time too, I think that definitely helped me in the ring with just being natural and fluid and just kind of moving around as well.
Yeah, and I feel like with a lot of amateur wrestlers that end up becoming professional wrestlers, is that there's a lot of things that fans might not pick up on if you're not familiar with amateur wrestling. I feel like there's a lot of nuances that amateur wrestlers can do to make it look more realistic and do things like that, like necessarily grab a hold or like bend like an arm this way or do something like that way. How much did that play into your training and your ideas about becoming a pro wrestler?
A ton. So I've always wanted to be a pro wrestler first. You could ask my dad when he comes on. This is all I've wanted to do since I was little. Like I said, I'd go to shows with him, and I just watching my hero. So it was cool, and I'm like, I want to be like my dad. So, but I knew I needed to get tougher, so that's why I joined my high school wrestling team. I didn't really do much besides I ran track, and I knew a ton of successful pro wrestlers or amateur wrestlers, and I did that. And honestly, without amateur wrestling, I don't know how good I would be at pro wrestling. I know I work hard and I train, but that definitely gave me the edge. Like I said, my body was in condition. We were doing, hundreds of push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, squats, picking people up, carrying them all across, our gym, which is, it was a big gym. So we'd be running across there, and wrestling for 30 minutes, an hour. And it's different from ring cardio, but it's so intense that it's kind of the same, if that makes sense. There's nothing like taking a bump, but at the same time too, when you're colliding with somebody for 20-30 minutes, full force, it gets pretty tiring. So you kind of have to dig deep, and that helped me prepare for pro wrestling 100%. And again, my body, when I started training, I wanted to come in. I didn't want to just start off and just be like, oh, well, I'm Luke's son, so I'm just going to get in here and just start wrestling. No, I wanted to be prepared and, be at my physical best I could start off. So again, I would recommend that anybody that wants to do professional wrestling, get into sports of some kind. Amateur wrestling would definitely lay a foundation, because again, a lot of it, if you look at any of the old stuff. It's just, or the older stuff. It's grappling. That's what it is. It was a fight, and it still translates to this day. I love it. I love the technical wrestling aspect of professional wrestling, all wrestling, but I love technical wrestling.
That's awesome.
You've got, I mean, your father, the kingpin of Wildcat Sports. So, I mean, not only do you have a dad who's in pro wrestling, but you've got a promotion where you could sort of, feel things out and start to learn things and actually get that experience in front of a crowd. So what's it like when you're actually like, all right, you're the amateur, you know how to wrestle amateur, you're training with your dad, you're becoming a professional. What's it like when you finally get in the ring for that first match? Is there butterflies? Do you feel like I got this? How does that feel for you?
I'd say I got this. I've only had butterflies in my first match, and it was very little. And it's weird. I think it's just because I've been around it for so long. Again, like I said, I've been with my dad everywhere, and I mean, I've been to so many shows, and I've done stuff here and there in the ring. Like there was when 2012, 2013, my dad was shooting with Matt Hardy in Extreme Rising, so I did some stuff with Matt, and I'm trying to think. There's been a couple other times where I've gotten in the ring with him, but so it didn't really make me nervous or, I was just prepared, and I just knew that's what I wanted to do. So it was just, I feel comfortable in the ring. Every time I step in the ring, I'm comfortable. I go out there and I'm just like, I don't have any nerves. I'm just ready to wrestle and just kind of feel the crowd and, just enjoy the match. That's what I'm trying to do, is really just enjoy the match and have fun. And again, it's competitive because I'm trying to perform. I'm trying to be the best version of myself out there. So when I'm doing it again, that's what I look forward to. And then afterwards, that's when I get all my adrenaline. I'm like, oh my God, that was awesome. But beforehand, I'm very cool. I'm very just like, honestly, I'm kind of very nonchalant, just very chill, which is strange. You feel like it'd be the opposite, but I'm just very comfortable because again, I'm confident in my abilities and I know what I can do out there. And I think that's really it. It just helps me perform better as well.
Well, that's
when
awesome.
did you know that? Oh, okay. Tony,
I'm sorry, but yeah, before you get on there, we've got the son of the Hawx Aerie. Now we're joined by the father, Luke. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How's everything?
Hey, man. First off, I just want to put over that I've been listening to y'all talk with Perry for a few minutes, and man, what a good kid I raised, huh?
Okay, so now I asked him how he was before his first match, actually in front of a crowd working, and he said he was a little bit nervous. From your perspective, seeing him to go out there, what's your emotions like when your boy who wanted to be a wrestler is finally taking that step?
I'm more nervous than he is. I'm a nervous wreck. It's like, because I know what happens, and you know what you want and what you expect, and you know how dangerous things are and how much things hurt, and so it's hard. Like it was hard for me. It still is. It's hard for me to disconnect from when he's selling to when he's really hurting. So I'm always, he sells so good. I always think that he's really hurting because that's what he looks like when he's really hurting. So I'm like, damn it, it's rough. You got to just sit back though, and just, it's part of the game. You got to try not to think about it.
Hey, I suffered all those years from whenever you lost, crying, and you had to shoot me up over the barricade. So now it's your turn.
That's right. That's true.
That's, you know what? That's full circle. What we call that.
Full circle. Look, we just called it out live on the Shining Wizards podcast.
All right, so let me ask you this. I'll field this question to both of you. I guess maybe Luke could answer first here because he obviously the experience and all this stuff, and then PJ, I'll get to you with the same exact question. When did you feel like your son PJ was ready for the exposure that NWA can give him, as opposed to, and Wildcat has done tremendous things, always been a very great promotion, but on this stage of NWA, when did you feel like he was ready for that, and how did that idea come about for you two to go there?
Well, originally, it's always, you always think they're ready, but is anybody ever really ready, right? We just get the opportunity and you go, and I think he was good enough to hold his own, and you see a lot of people who aren't ready in certain situations and they still thrive. And I know how hard my kid works. So, of course you want to put him in on a higher end scale. And I know how hard of an amateur wrestler he is, and which, that's the grunt work of pro wrestling. When you're an amateur wrestler, that's the hardcore grunt, grueling, to me, that's the hardest thing you can be in wrestling as an amateur wrestler. That's the baddest thing you could be as an amateur wrestler. So to know the work he put in amateur wrestling, I knew that he would, thrive in pro wrestling. So I think he was definitely ready. And the way it came about was NWA was going to do some new show. What was it called, Perry? You remember?
Circle Square. Yeah.
Oh, Circle Square. Yeah. So, I was pushing the father-son thing, and they thought it was a cool thing. So they had reached out and wanted us to do some Circle Square. And I really didn't want to do it at first. I was like, at this stage of my game, I'm not here to prove myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to really have a contest to win. You know what I mean? I'm not doing tough enough and all that bullshit. Like, I'm way past that in my stage of career. And I'm like, so like, if it ain't worth my time, it ain't worth my money, I ain't going. So, but they were interested in having me. It was more for Perry. Like, they wanted to put Perry, but they wanted to do us as a team and everything, which was cool. So we worked out a little deal. And then, of course, like pandemic and all that other stuff happened. So, we came in, we did the taping, everything went well. And even on the Circle Square, we actually won. Like, we got the votes and everything. And we had that best match of that series, which was really cool. And then pandemic hit. And then we didn't know when anything was going to start up again. So, and then, fortunately, NWA got started back, at a decent time. And now they're rolling again. They picked up right where they left off because they were super hot when they left off. And now, like, we went right into the chase. And those shows were really, really fun shows, especially that women's show. Mickie James, dude, she just put on all the girls who were on the show worked their asses off. But Mickie James in general to put that event on, and that just hats off. That was a really, really good show. And it was a really, really fun moment to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we actually spoke to Mickie James. What was it, a week or two before Empower took place? And first of all, she's an amazing person. She was a blast to talk to, fun to be around. But you could see like she still loves the business, and she put everything into that show. And I was so happy for her that it came off so great. I've been watching the NWA since they came back with Billy Corgan with the whole 10 Pounds of Gold series. I subscribe, so I'm watching it every week. And we were talking to your son before you jumped on that it's just been great, like watching him and how smooth he is. And I remember the match. It was who was the tag team you guys worked? It was the guys that wound up working with Nikita Koloff after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was their they worked with Nikita Koloff that match.
That's kept secret, I believe.
Yeah, best kept secret. That's what they were called.
Yeah, I remember that. And honestly, like when you said it, God's honest truth, it was the best match of that series.
Yeah, and they were fun. They were fun to work with too. Jeff Neal Lewis and Titan. Yeah.
That was the one complaint I had about that was like it felt like that match should have gotten at least 5 more minutes because you guys had a flow going in there, man.
Yeah. We could have easily went 5 more minutes. That was fun. That was a fun match. It was good crowd reaction. Crowd was hot when we came out there. And that was our first time at NWA, and like they knew who we were right when we came out, which was cool. We got some reaction right off that bat. So you never know when you get used to working like one territory. Like we didn't really work anywhere as a father-son tag team at that time, other than ROW. So and once in Minnesota, and then we did some California stuff too. But like we'd never been in that area, so that was the first time coming in that area, and like we got reaction like right away, which was cool.
Oh, richly deserved too. Absolutely. I know you guys came in as a tag team, but for a little while there, it was cool to see PJ actually work with another second generation kid, Colby Carino.
Oh, them dudes have been tearing it up. Like seriously, bro. Like that's man. I always look forward to watching them work because they're both so damn good, and their styles are different, but yet they're similar. And they just work well together. I'm like, man, it's hard to not get involved emotionally.
Yeah. And Colby, he plays that like I'm tough as nails, but then also clicks into the chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so good at that too.
Yeah, he's good. He's so damn talented, bro. That's a talented kid. Steve raised him right.
For sure.
PJ, let's dial back to you real quick in terms of when you thought you were ready for this kind of profile match. When did you feel like you were ready to be on this National Wrestling Alliance stage? Did you feel like, hey, listen, I'm good. Like I got this. I know what I'm doing. I've been trained by, you know, Wildcat and my father. Is this something that you knew you were ready for?
Yes. So, and I wouldn't say it in the sense of, oh yeah, I knew it. Like I said earlier, I'm always confident in my ability to wrestle. You know, I know I can go out there and perform to my best of my ability, and also, you know, do a good job or a great job or a fantastic job. You know, however it goes, I know I'm going to do well. And I know that my dad wouldn't kiss my ass either. You know, if I'm slacking on something, he's going to be the one to tell me. And if I'm not doing something right, he's also going to be the one to tell me. So it's good because it's not like I'm just, you know, I think I'm the greatest of all time. I'm second generation. I'm doing all this. No, it's, you know, I'm not like that type of person either. I'd rather know honestly, like, hey, I'm doing this wrong, or I need to do this better. Let me improve, because, you know, it's only going to hurt me if I'm not at the best of my ability. You know, if I'm slacking, then it's just going to hurt me. So, you know, again, if my dad, if he tells me I'm ready, or if he thinks something, then, you know, then I know I am. And at the time, I thought I was. And, you know, I thought I was doing pretty well too. And we just kind of got the ball rolling from there. And like I said, we won the Circle Square, and then we came back, I would say March of this year, right? It was
I don't know. I couldn't tell you what happened yesterday.
We were still in Atlanta. I think it was March of this year that we went back. But
yeah.
I think. But yeah, we've just been going from there. And I enjoyed so much. It's fun tagging with my dad. You know, again, it's always great doing that because, again, how cool is it that I get to tag with my dad? He's still kicking everybody's ass. And, you know, he still will be for many more years to come. So that's fun. And even the singles wrestling is great too. I mean, again, you mentioned Colby Carino. You know, we may have our differences, you know, there, but at the same time, he is a phenomenal wrestler and competitor. And every time we get in the ring, you know, we go at it, and we have great matches. So it's just, I always love doing that. And it's a lot of fun.
And NWA has such a freaking fantastic locker room.
I agree.
They have a phenomenal locker room. There's so many talented, good-hearted, just like people that you genuinely want to be around. You know, like I really, like, I've never seen such a well-picked and well-groomed locker room like that before.
That's right. And we are on the line with both members of Hawx Aerie, Luke Hawx. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at LukeHawx504. And of course, PJ on social media platforms at PJ_Hawx. That's HAWX. You guys recently, I'm going to shift gears just for a second. I'm sure we'll get back to NWA and even to Wildcat.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, we know.
Not for me.
No, we're very familiar with your dad, though.
And you guys just recently had a chance to wrestle in Alaska, which is something
cool.
Which is something that, I mean, Luke, I mean, you've been around for a while. I mean, that's a bucket list for a lot of people when they try to cross off states, and to do that with PJ, who like that's got, like, at this early in his career, that had to have been something. What was that experience like, wrestling up in Alaska?
Man, so I filmed a TV show there in, like, I think 2014 called Ice Cold Killers. So it was cool to get to go back. I would never thought I would have wrestled there, right? I never thought I'd film a freaking television show there, but I did. So to get to go wrestle there and wrestle with my son, and then have it be one of his dream matches, that was like a really cool moment, because it was just a fun trip, because we stayed with Nova and Mimi the whole time. And I've known them forever, man. I've known them since I was younger than Perry. Yeah. So it was just like, he gets to relive my youthful days, you know, with the same guys that I came up idolizing. And like, they tell him the stories, and they tell him about how they watch me grind, and, you know, they see me start somewhere and build myself up. So, like, you can't replace those moments. And there's a lot of people who won't get those moments with their children, you know what I mean? Like, they just won't have that opportunity to have something like that, because they're different. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just something that I'm fortunate to share with my son. And if there's one thing in life that, like, I could say I'm proud of, that's the stuff, because you just, it's not common, you know? We're doing movies together. We're doing television shows together. We're, you know, wrestling together, traveling the world together. Like, you know, it's, how do you get better than that?
Let me ask you this.
PJ, how was that experience for you?
Oh, go ahead.
It was great. It was so cool. Alaska's on my. I mean, I'm a big nature guy. I like to go hike and all that stuff. So just being there again was super cool. It was just really pretty. The mountains were gorgeous, and it was so much fun wrestling there as well. Like Wrestle Pro was great. The matches were fun. We had a ladder match first night, so that was cool. And then the second night, I got to wrestle Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins' tag team, which is cool because I grew up a big Zack Ryder fan. So that was just really cool. And again, to do it with my dad in Alaska is just it's awesome. So
like he was a Zack Ryder fan. He got to do a skit with Zack Ryder in WWE when he was like 16 and 17. And then so big shout out to Kevin Matthews for making all that happen. So 100%. Kevin Matthews is the man.
We got to get you back. We got to get you back in Rahway, man.
We do, man. We do. We got to get me and him in there. He's got to make his debut there.
Yeah.
So, but we got the, it was cool because like I got to see him as a kid. I know what it's like to love a wrestler, right? And be, and look up to a wrestler and idolize a wrestler. So I know the guys he's looked up to. So it was cool to get to see him watch Zack Ryder come up through his era of wrestling, right? And he becomes a fan of him, and he's, watching the YouTube videos, and he's doing all this stuff. And next thing you know, like he gets an opportunity to go backstage at WWE and be in a skit with him when he's like in high school still, right? This dude's skipping school to go do Monday Night Raw, right? And be backstage, and he's going to school the next day, and everybody's seeing him on Raw the night before. So then he gets to wrestle him. You know what I mean? Like how many people get that opportunity? That's like things like that are really cool.
And I'm gonna need to find that video, by the way. You're gonna have to give me a link to that.
Yeah, it was those once in a lifetime moments.
100%.
PJ, I gotta ask you. I know Kevin was flexing with his action figures, but I can't help but notice over your right shoulder.
Yes.
You've got a TV back there. Looks like it's got Super Mario Brothers on there.
That is it.
Is that the Lego gimmick?
It is the Lego one. I just built it 2 weeks ago or something like that. Yes. I used to love Legos as a kid, but I saw the Mario one. I'm like, oh man, I got to do this. I'm a big Nintendo guy. I love Nintendo, and this was a cool Lego. So,
hey, when I was his age, I was out getting in like fights and beating people up and stuff. This dude's building Legos. You know what I mean?
I don't have to fight. I just we stay calm until it's needed. I let you do that.
That's a great point.
Boy, you guys are opposites when it comes to that, man. You ain't kidding.
Complete opposites.
Hey, I love a good tussle, but again, it's just it's no need. We're cool, man.
Yeah, I don't do either. I just run away.
There you go. If you're quick, then you're good.
That's
so
all
let me
right. Well,
ask you,
I'm not that quick either.
How do we get to the point where father and son are becoming a tag team? Like what's the impetus behind that? Like whose thought is it? Do you guys just come to each other and say like we should just team up? We'd be great together. Like whose idea is this and how does this happen?
You want to go? Or you want?
You go. I mean, it was your idea, I would say.
Yeah, it was my idea. I just wanted to do it. Like I knew I had a lot of time left in me, and I was like, man, I want to do something that's never been done before. I really want to push a father-son tag team because I was like, it's happened, right? Father and sons have tagged before, but never like ran. So I was like, I'm still young enough to make a run. I feel great. I don't even feel like I hit my prime yet. And he's freak of an athlete and a hard worker, and he's coming up the ranks. He's really working. He's been working really hard. So I'm like, we could have a real good run at this. And then I started doing it, and then of course a couple other people kind of started copying us after it. And it is what it is. It's cool. It's cool. I was a little butthurt at first, but because I'm like, man, like just let us have. Not everything has to be stolen. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be original. You know how hard it is to be original in wrestling, right? And come up with original things. And like I've been planning this out for so long. Like since I knew he wanted to be a wrestler, I was like, damn, I'm gonna really get the tag team with my son. Like that was my glory, right? Because I never, I didn't have that father-son relationship. I didn't have, I wasn't a boy, so I'm all that BS. But it's like this was something that was cool for me. And then, several other people started biting on it. And I was like, well, it's kind of like we started it and it's cool. But at the same time, I really wanted it to be special and, be the only ones. Because for a while, we were the only ones. And then,
I'd ask you to name names, but I don't really want to go that route. But
well, I mean,
but,
the first ones to do it were Ray and Dominic. And Dominic wasn't even a wrestler. So it's not like he was training to be a wrestler or anything. It was like that was like an idea. And so it's like, dude, who is he wrong for doing it? Hell no. Why wouldn't he do it? Right. And that's how cool is it that he gets to do it with his son. So I understand that. Like, I'm not upset about that. It's just like, I really wanted us to have, be the first and only, at least for a while. So we got to do it first. We just didn't get to do it for a while. We were still doing it.
I do think, though, that our work speaks for itself. We do a great job, a fantastic job, and we always putting in our effort and giving it our all. And even if other people are doing it, again, we do a great job at it. And why wouldn't we tag together? To answer your question of us tag teaming, I mean, again, he's still very young, and I'm just coming up. And what better way to learn than to literally watch your teacher in the ring, right? So I mean, it's just. It's no better feeling and no better experience, and it's great all around.
I know that you guys have been doing a lot with acting. I know you guys are super involved with Heels on Stars. That's been a great vehicle for you guys. Real quick, I know that you had stuff planned too for Wildcat for your 10th anniversary. I know you went on social media. Everything kind of fell apart with that. I know 2022 is going to be a big deal for you guys, and Wildcat's going to be making a big return. What do you got planned? Are you going bigger than what you were going to do this year? Do you have other things that are, other ideas that you're mulling over now?
I don't know, because I don't have a tentative game plan, to be honest. And the only reason I say that is because I don't know what the market's going to be like coming back with all the damage that was done from the hurricane and inflation and everything else. I don't know how much disposable income people will have. You got to think, like, before COVID, we were drawing 2,000 people a show. We literally had 2,400 people at a show. I mean, that's not a big deal to you guys up there because y'all get big crowds, right? Like, New York's a big area. That tri-state area has a big population to support wrestling. So it's not unheard of, but it's rare, right, that anybody getting 2,000 people. So for us,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but 2,400 people, 2,000 people, I don't care where you are, for a show that's not WWE or AEW, that's a big deal.
Right. And we did that at Wildcat, so it was like, and then right after that, he went viral with the mall jump. Yep. So, and then 3 weeks after he went viral, COVID hit and crashed everything down. And then we came back, and then, it's the first show back. A hurricane happened a few weeks after that and, tore everything up and canceled the rest of our year. So I had a really killer 10-year anniversary show I had planned in my head that I was working on. And I really wanted to make it, like, my first goal for this company was to make it 10 years and just have the badass anniversary show. And it's like, man, damn, I got robbed out of the 9-year anniversary show because of COVID. And now I got robbed out of a 10-year anniversary show. And I'm a strategic guy, so I like to like I don't want to come back and be like, oh, if we come back strong, I can draw 5,000 people because we were so hot when we, I'm like, I think we need to build the territory up again. I think we need to refresh storylines. I think we need to get people invested. We need to introduce new wrestlers. So I don't have a tentative game plan of where I'm going. It's just, we're going to keep moving forward like we always do and make some adjustments along the way and try and just, hope that when we do get back up and running that we can have the support here. Because, dude, it's a big difference between y'all's area. Like, what's a general admission ticket for y'all cost generally for an indie show up there?
$20.
Yeah. So what about for a pricier independent show?
All right. So I'll just tell you from what I know, because I work very close with WrestlePro, as you. So,
yeah.
So I think like front row might be like 30 or 50, depending on the card. Anywhere from 30 to 50, depending on the card, and then general admissions 20, maybe 25.
Yeah,
I think that's about right. Yeah,
and we could never charge $25 for general admission ticket here. That we just don't have that market. You know what I mean? So we have to. I have to draw the big numbers because it's so expensive to run here with the commission. So and we're charging $10 to $15 for a general admission ticket. Like we could never charge. I did charge, the Pontchartrain Center show, the 8-year anniversary where we drew the 2,400 people at. I mean, front rows for those were probably like 75, I think.
And you sold it out. I mean,
yeah.
I think you might be selling yourself short though, because Wildcat's got such a big following. I think that, finally when you emerge from all this and your first show hits in 2022, I think you might be surprised how many people do actually come back, because sometimes if you're the game and everybody knows who you are and they come out to support you, I think that absence makes them grow fonder. And I think you might be surprised by how many people actually do come back.
I hope, man. I hope. I just we had a really good thing going, and I had an attachment to those people, and and my people too. Like we were. You guys know what it is to run a wrestling show, so it's just giving your community hope, and it's giving your team hope, and guys with big dreams, and they want to fulfill, and they want to go make their family proud, and they want to have a good time, and they want their friends to watch them and say, hey, look what I just did. I just put on this awesome ass performance. And that's what it's like when we go to Wildcat, and the fans love it, and we have such good fans that we get attached to them. Like they're just genuine people who come to have a good time, and you're providing them with that good time. And and it's missed. So it's kind of been screwed up because we were doing so good and we had these bonds, and then because of circumstances out of our control, it all gets taken away.
I still think you might be surprised. I'm really, we've had nothing but love for Wildcat from the beginning. We've had a good relationship all these years. And I really do feel like since you guys have been doing such a great job that these folks are going to come back 100%.
All right, so I just checked, just to wrap a bow on this conversation. I just checked the Russell Pro stuff, and this is a great roster for their February 5th show. Second row is 50, third row 40, first row sold out. So I'm assuming that's 60. General is going to be 30 for the show, which is a steal for this lineup that they have going on. So just to put a bow on that in terms of the ratio from the Northeast to where you
that's
guys
what I'm
are.
saying.
So
yeah. Wrestle Pro always has killer shows though. That's one thing they do is every show is a killer show, and it's well promoted. Like, but you guys do that. You guys build a bond. You know what I mean? Like you guys have each other's backs, and you understand that you have to work together and you have to work hard. You know what I mean? There can't be anybody like just sitting back on a team. It literally takes everybody, and unfortunately there's a lot of times where people, they want to be a part of that success, but they don't want to put the work in with everybody else, so and kudos to you guys because y'all always consistently put the work in, right? And that's cool to see. That's one thing. There's not a lot of places that you see that wrestling community like really work together. Santino's does a good job in California. They're really well, but Maryland MCW does a good job. Yeah, you guys been down there?
No, I haven't been down to Maryland, but I know they do a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, MCW does a really, really good job. I'm interviewing y'all now.
Yeah. Well, I got one more question for you guys. This weekend, Hard Times 2 comes to pay-per-view. You guys are involved in the junior heavyweight scramble for a shot at the junior heavyweight championship. We got father versus son in this bad boy. PJ, if it comes down to you and your dad, you think you got him?
Hey, he's got me. I'm laying down, bro.
We might just do rock, paper, scissors, shoot and call it a day. We'll move on from there. And then
now you see, as much as I would love that, I'd be a little disappointed because I want to see you guys throw down, man. I'd love to see it.
You can't. I'm not mad at him, so there's no reason to.
Yeah, right.
Luke, are you sure he's your kid, bro? He's so mellow.
We're different, man. We're just different. Now the youngest one, put the youngest one on here, and it'll be a whole different story. You're like, yeah, that's Luke's kid.
Luke, PJ,
he don't stop.
This has been fantastic. We'd love to have you guys back on anytime. I know there's an NWA World Tag Team title in you guys' future. You guys have been amazing. Luke, we've known you for all this time. PJ, we are impressed to shit by you, man. You guys are awesome. Don't forget, at Luke Hawx 504 on Twitter and Instagram, at PJ_Hawx on Twitter and Instagram as well. WildcatSports.com. Make sure you check them out. Show these guys some love. Of course, Lisa, Big fan of Wildcat for a long time. She
Always.
can't wait for you
Thanks
guys
for
to
always
come back.
supporting.
Do you guys have anything you want to leave the fans with before we let you guys go tonight?
Watch Heels, man. If you haven't already, get Stars Network. Check out Heels season 1. We're getting ready to gear up for season 2. So I'm pumped up about that. You know, got some other things we're working on. And, you know, I got a new movie that drops December 3rd with Dolph Lundgren directing called Castle Falls. And wait till y'all see what we do next. We got some fun stuff planned.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
PJ, any new Lego collections in your future, brother?
Actually, yes, there is. The question mark block, the Super Mario 64 question mark block. At some point, I'll do that. Maybe in the next coming weeks after I'm done. I got finals this next week coming up. So after NWA, I'll be taking some exams. So I'm really just prepping for that. But
Good luck.
anyways, just check out Wildcat Sports. It's Wildcat with a K. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But if you want to watch some of our stuff, we are on YouTube. And check us out this week on NWA Hard Times 2 on Fight TV as well. So
I can't wait, bro. I haven't missed one episode of anything from the NWA. I'm looking so forward to see you guys work that show. It's going to be awesome. The lineup is incredible.
I'm very excited as well. We're going to kill it as always. So thank you guys for having us on.
Hawx Aerie, Luke and PJ Hawx, thank you guys again for joining us. This was a blast, brothers. Be well.
Appreciate y'all.
Take care. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man. You too.
Bye, guys.
I tell you what, man, they could both go in the ring, but two heads like completely different. PJ's so chill, and Luke is just like he's a maniac.
Yeah, well, I mean that comes with the territory. That comes with I mean we're old. I'm sure we were just as polite as PJ was when we were that age. Right? Maybe not.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a maniac, to be honest with you. Speaking of maniacs, Ken.
Oh no, this guy's the furthest thing from.
The Big Deal, Craig Steele. Welcome back, brother. How you been?
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
We are chilling like villains, brother.
Can you hear me?
It's so
Can you
great
hear
to
me
have
all
you
right?
back. Yeah, we got you. You hear
Shining
us?
Wizards Land?
Yeah, man. We're good.
Yeah, dude, we're in the world where we're not in the same place anymore. So we're still, Wi-Fi's a bitch sometimes. So we have to pause and let someone else speak for a second.
Brother,
and
I
do all
got
this kind
video
of
games.
nonsense.
I got to have a good Wi-Fi connection here.
Oh,
My
well,
wife
you're the
works
big
from
freaking deal,
home.
bro.
Got to have the good connection. My wife sits at home, works does her job from the living room. So we have to have good Wi-Fi in this house.
All right. So what are you playing nowadays?
I'm an old white guy, so I play Madden.
Okay.
I play Call of Duty.
All right.
I play MLB The Show.
All right. I'm liking it.
And that's about it.
No Fortnite?
No, my kids aren't old enough for Fortnite yet.
Oh, my kids got me playing it all the time. I love shooting people. I can't build for shit. That's
I
the
like
one
to
thing
shoot
I
people.
can't
That's
do.
why we play Call of Duty. My 3-year-old going on 4-year-old is a sharpshooter on Call of Duty.
Yeah, I can't believe your kid is almost 4 years old, man.
It's
He's a monster too. He'll probably show up. He's running around downstairs. He's not in bed yet, so there's chances are he'll show up in the Big Deal Cave and cause a ruckus.
The Big Deal Cave.
And
I love
of course,
it.
this is the Big Deal Craig Steele. Follow him on social media at BD_Craig Steele on Twitter, on the Instagram. Guy, we've known this man for a very long time. Tony, a little bit longer than I. And
Super
Craig Steele,
long
I don't know.
time. Tony for well over 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah. And so for the listeners of this show, we've had a lot more since probably the last time you've been on. So first, we want to thank you for sending that 10-year anniversary show message to us. That was awesome.
No problem.
And Tony, maybe I can direct this to you. Go over your history with the Big Deal Craig Steele, or
before this guy
bully.
was a big deal. He was a pub bully, and
I was the pub bully.
Oh man, were you ever? I tell you what, man. What were you, like 19 when I first met you?
What year was that?
Probably 98, if I had to guess.
I was like 17.
Yeah, dude.
I was a baby. I started wrestling at the famed ECPW wrestling school when I was 16.
Yeah.
So I was young, stupid,
So here I am, big chooch in my mid-20s, walking into a wrestling school, and this young guy, and he said young, he was 16. He was showing me shit. Like, that's how in tune the great Craig Steele, that time pub bully, was into the wrestling business. And he was a lucky man because he actually got to team with the legendary Andrew Anderson.
Many times.
Yes.
That I just at the last ISPW show, I was in the ring with Andrew Anderson in that rumble for the ISPW championship, and he's as stiff as ever.
Yeah, that's so funny because ISPW is like what if you're from Jersey, like anywhere around Jersey, you remember ISPW from like back in the day. Like I was a little older, maybe like around in high school. So now Tommy's bringing that back. How was that like? Was it and it's a lot of the same. I mean, people.
You want to talk about a brothered up locker room? That was a brothered up locker room. Everybody was in that locker room from the past. You know, you got guys that the current guys, Nikos Ricos, Sean Donovan, Justin Carino, but then you got you got the old school guys in that locker room. You had Tiger Mulligan in that locker room.
Oh, wow.
You had Andrew Anderson, Crowbar, my on again, off again tag team partner, Danny Doring. We had Bull James was in that locker room. It was a fun night of wrestling action for the whole family.
It's so crazy to see like Tommy Fierro just all back in with the wrestling story he's got now, bringing back ISPW. It's like it hits you in the feels, but at the same time, it's so awesome to see like the newer guys getting in there with the older guys too. You know?
Yeah, you get it brought back a lot of memories from the past. I wrestled for ISPW probably when I was 19. You know, when after the pub bully, I became I was one of the Moondogs with Wenzel.
Holy shit, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then I went on my hiatus from wrestling for a while after that. But we were on a bunch of those shows wrestling the Samoans, and it brought back a lot of memories. Tommy Fierro is a very good promoter. He's been doing it for his entire life. So kudos to Tommy for putting together a great product once again.
Oh, for sure. Tommy Dreamer's awesome. Tommy Fierro is awesome. I don't know why Tommy Dreamer on the mind. Probably because we were talking about pile drivers earlier.
Yeah, and it's for those listening, those watching on all of our social media platforms, and those downloading the podcast form. This might be a very Jersey centric podcast right now because we've known Craig for so long and working with him for a while in Wrestle Pro and of course ISPW. So take me back to like those moments like in ISPW, or even did you ever work like, I don't know why I have these two linked. I don't know if they're the same. They might not be. Tony might be able to help me out with this too.
Oh, let's hear it.
Was SSCW Tommy as well?
No, God,
SSCW was Carmine, the psychopath that never left his house.
Yep.
That was
nailed it. Did you ever work SSCW?
No, I never went to his shack, and I don't think I ever met Carmine.
So
because he never left his house. So
you never had the privilege.
I think right when that was coming in is when I was moving. I moved away. I moved down to Florida.
Yeah,
and that was kind of my getaway. I'm sure I would have been on those shows if I was still up in the area, but I moved away. But yeah, he's got a very strong reputation from the old early 2000s.
Oh, for sure. Hey, do you? I don't remember if we ever talked about it before. Last time were you on? Were you ever online? Did you ever follow like the Declaration of Independence or anything like that?
To be honest, no. When I quit wrestling, like I got, when you were a kid, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna make it on this and that. And then when it doesn't happen immediately, I got a little disenchanted. I had a job opportunity to move to Florida, and I took that opportunity, and I kind of just I loved wrestling so much that I just separated myself completely until I came back. So I never really followed like the Declaration of Independence. I never really got into like the message board wars or any of that stuff.
Yeah, I was never directly involved, but that's part of like wrestling lore. Definitely for this area of the country.
You were a lurker, weren't you, Tony? You were.
For sure. I would never get involved in any shit like that.
I was Kevin lurking.
Well, what's a lurker?
That was a lurker, somebody that reads all the messages but never posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lurker.
Dude, they would post some heinous shit on there though. Like I wouldn't want to get involved in any of those conversations. They were
I mean,
awful.
unless I was drinking. If I was drinking, I have no filter. I'll just
Yeah, but
tell
the thing
you.
is, it's like a rabbit hole. You ever get stuck in like a TikTok rabbit hole, and you 2 hours later you're still staring at TikTok? That's what it was with these message boards. I'm sure. You look at when you get them, you start talking to these guys, and then 2 hours later you're still arguing with them.
Yeah.
What are you watching on TikTok these days? Are you watching twerking videos?
Of course I am. Are you kidding me? I'm watching my favorite TikToks, twerking videos, weird food, and the uncle. Do you ever see the guy, the uncle in the wheelchair? He has Down syndrome. He's really old.
No.
He is the greatest TikToker on the planet because all he does is yell at his handlers. It's fantastic. He's like the nicest look. Like it's such a sweet TikTok, but watching him yell at his handlers is the greatest thing ever. I can't. Uncle,
I'll tell you, if you're an old dude with Down syndrome and you're in a wheelchair, I think you've earned the right to yell at anyone you want.
100%, and he tells them like it is, and I love it. They're like, "Oh, what would you like for dinner tonight?" He's like, every time he answers, he always goes, "I want to go to Red Lobster." Every time, and they're like, "You hate Red Lobster," and he argues with them. I sit through them a lot. That. And the guy from Canada that does that weird dance when he's eating his food, he pours the cheese on the food. He's got like 10 million followers. I like that guy too.
I gotta start watching TikTok.
You gotta start watching more TikToks, man.
No, like my thing is YouTube. Like I'll watch Russian car accidents all day and all night.
I like those.
They're fucking maniacs. They don't stop for shit. People pull right in front of them, no brakes.
Russian car accidents. I like watching people dressing up in scary outfits and hiding and scaring people as they come around the corner. I like watching those videos. You ever see the videos when like the pretty girl is going up the escalator and she touches the guy in the hand to piss off his wife?
Yeah.
Watch a lot of those.
You ever see?
Those are great.
You ever see the one dude that scares people in Walmart? He's only got one arm and he drags himself across the floor to scare people.
The newest ones. Do you see the new ones where it's the group of guys that go up and like surround people and take pictures with them? Have you seen those?
No.
Those are very popular. Those guys are going to get shot one day.
Of course.
I'm here for that. That's the kind of entertainment that I like.
You know who else I like? You'll dig this because you're a sports guy. You ever watch John Boy Media?
Yes.
Dude.
I'm a Nets fan, of course. John Boy's a big Nets guy.
I don't really watch baseball. I'll watch John Boy all day and all night. I
watch baseball. I watch all the sports.
I just love the way he breaks stuff down and he starts like when he's reading the guy's lips and everything. Look at this.
You know about that, Kevin?
I know about the Atlanta Braves. I also know about what your division rival, the New York Mets, did today. So.
Oh, give me a break. They overpaying the old pitcher that got rocked by those Atlanta Braves.
I'm just saying. No, I got you.
Dead on.
I'm a Yankee fan. I don't care one way or the other, but it was just I'm like baseball is like my third favorite sport, but like today was just like I was glued to Twitter all day today.
Well, the Mets are going to be good for the fact that their owner is a goof. He's a mark who is going to overpay for anybody that he thinks is going to give them some sort of relevancy. But guess what? The guys that he's signing, they're not going to hold up.
So you're
how are you going to give a 38-year-old pitcher $43 million a year on a multi-year deal? Come on.
Yeah, come on. All right, so you're not convinced by the Scherzer DeGrom or the DeGrom Scherzer 1-2 punch. Who's better, by the way?
Healthy? They're gonna pitch the whole year? Never. I'm more impressed with that contract that Gausman got in Toronto after that great year he had. Yeah, what a great year he had. Yeah. Gausman was fantastic, and he got a much more reasonable contract.
All right, so Craig, let's shift this back to wrestling real quick because we are a wrestling podcast after all, despite how many times we try to hide it.
Hey, I want to hear more about TikTok videos when you're done with this question.
No, Tony, you can go for it.
Tony, follow me later, and you can look at all the people I follow, and you'll be good to go.
I don't even have a TikTok.
If you watch your TikToks all night long.
If you want to follow him, that's at BD_Craig Steele on Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to see what the big and TikTok, so there you go.
Yeah, see, Craig, you're clearly hipper than I mean. That's not even a question because I don't even know how TikTok works. But
it's fantastic.
Craig, there was a time I remember this specifically, and I don't know why. There was a time where you made kind of like not like an announcement or a proclamation or whatever. You would only wrestle for like one company or something like that. But I see like now you're kind of getting back into other places. I mean, it's still local. It's still
That
great
was
stuff.
that was like 3 years ago. I thought I was winding down. You know, there was then something happened called COVID.
That's right.
And you sit at home for 6 months, 7 months, and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then you kind of get that itch again to get out there. And I'm wrestling a lot more often.
Yeah,
getting my face out there a little bit more than I did in the past, and I'm having a good time.
And we mentioned the team with Danny Doring. How did that come about?
I've known Danny probably 20 years.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we did some shows together for the Crowbar shows. His shows up in Rutherford area.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we kind of like rekindled our friendship, and one thing led to another. We're like, let's start. Let's take some dates together. And Pat Buck and Kevin Matthews, liked us together, so we started, doing it more regularly at WrestlePro.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, Danny Doring had a nice little moment at the show, which I missed you at, by the way.
Yes, it's funny. What happens when you get, you grow up and you have children.
Yeah.
You plan children. You got to go do getaways, and we went away for Thanksgiving. So unfortunately, I wasn't there this weekend, but I heard, it was an amazing show, great crowd. Obviously, I think the best talent in independent wrestling is at WrestlePro, and I'm very blessed to be a member of that family, since the beginning, and it's it's always home, so it's always nice to see that.
When can we expect? Maybe you had one and I didn't see it. Are you gonna do the 4th of July barbecues coming back or what? What's going on with that?
Oh, we might have. I think we're gonna do Memorial Day.
Ooh.
Memorial Day. Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's got to be a kid or an animal.
It's
kid.
both. It's both. It's the little deal. So how to TV Land. Tell them.
This guy.
Got a promo on them.
Shut up.
Shut up. Exactly.
Yeah, shut up, Kevin.
Remember Kevin? Tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
Tell me all. Yes. Like I was saying, Memorial Day we'll probably get back together. A lot of the boys are spread all over the country now, so it's not as as wild as it used to be. But we'll get back to that now that life is getting back to normal. Kevin, how many masks are you going to wear at my barbecue?
Hold on, wait. How many masks?
Yes.
Oh, brother.
We can start with
one.
one.
Funk figure, very nice.
Oh no, really?
No, those aren't the type of masks I know you for, Kev.
Oh, okay. You meant one of
you meant
one of these?
What was that? Yes.
You meant one of those?
Yes.
Kevin got vaccinated.
There's a lot worse diseases you're gonna get than COVID at one of my barbecues, buddy.
Yeah, there you
I
go,
know.
kid.
That's a great point. Tony, go back to TikTok. I got nothing.
We're live.
Shut up, Kevin.
It's a great promo, by the way, from that kid.
I told you he was coming.
So what action figure was he just twirling around there?
He has Super Crazy. Look, he has an old Super Crazy figure.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, he went into the old drawer of the old action figures, and he's going to town like he always does. Oh, look what he's got now. He's got Bam Bam Bigelow.
Nice.
That's the best.
So who else is in the drawer?
There's a lot in that drawer. You got a lot. Who else has got? He's got Bubba Ray Dudley. He just pulled out.
Good God, that's awesome.
He's got a lot of figures. He loves wrestling. Unfortunately.
You trying to keep him away from wrestling, or?
I can't, because it's Kevin. You've met my son.
Yes, I have.
There's nothing keeping him away.
He's dropping elbows.
He likes anything that's physical.
Yeah.
So he likes to tackle and wrestle and punch and kick and break things, and he's a little boy.
So we just
Sunday. His birthday is on Sunday. He turns 4.
I want a hoverboard.
He wants a hoverboard. That's right.
That's awesome, man. So we just had Luke and who Luke Hawx and his son PJ on. Is there any? Oh man, I hope they get a great positive answer to this question. Any chance that we're going to see a big deal, little deal tag team, baby, down the line?
You're gonna have to wheel me down to the ring like Randy Hogan on a walker. That happens. I was the guy that had the kids later. I wasn't the 19-year-old dad. So that ain't happening. I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Yeah, but that's when you take the hot tag from your kid. That's all.
I do that now. I did that with every partner I've ever had. Kidding me? You take the heat, buddy. I'm taking the tag. Ask what's his name? What's his name now? Micah Jenkins. What's his name now? Warren.
Oh my God. Sandyman. Well, Sandyman,
and then Micah Jenkins, and he has a new name now.
I think he just goes by his name, right?
Warren Roddy? Like DeKendre or something.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a couple of shows, so I don't know.
The old Taboo Crew. That kid took more heat.
That was good times. He was a hell of an athlete. He probably
5
still
years,
is.
hell of an athlete. One of the most athletic guys I've ever seen, or fortunately enough to spend some time with him. And I spent a good several years as his partner, and he did nothing but impress everybody. And he's going to be on our TV screens one of these days.
I couldn't agree more. And I said for a while that it was him and TJ Crawford that I thought were the two most athletic guys I've seen in a long time at a wrestling show. And you're right. I think I don't know what he goes by, but he has new gear. He's got Warren Roddy has got.
He's got the Muay Thai shorts now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. The funniest, the thing about him is I would come up with random things for him to do. I'd be like, why don't you try to do a backflip and then do it into a leg drop or whatever? And he'd be like, all right. And then he'll do it. In a match. We wouldn't even practice it. I'd be like, I think this would be a cool spot. Why don't you do a double flip and then do an elbow drop? Okay. And he nailed it every time.
We're gonna have to tag him, and we're gonna have to tag him in this when this goes up in podcast for him, because I'm sure he'll be tickled by it, man.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
So, all right. So what's going on? We're approaching the end of 2021, 2022. You still gonna work? You're still gonna do regular shows, or what's up?
I'm currently, besides my WrestlePro stuff, I'm doing the IWA shows in North Jersey and Nutley. We'll be at Saturday night. That's right. He's got another figure. You got Big Van Vader.
Ooh, that's awesome. With the mask. Oh, did you? All right. When he was at that show, did you get a picture with the mask? You did, right?
Damn right, I did. I was the first one.
And then Silva and Hawkins.
Yeah. As soon as he went to the bathroom, I started walking around wearing it. Oh, I was walking. It's Vader time. I was walking out with the mask on. It stunk, by the way.
Of course it did.
But he was very humble and a nice man to be around. So, God rest his soul.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the best ever. So, like I was saying, Saturday night I'm going to be in Nutley, New Jersey, at the Knights of Columbus for IWA Wrestling, where I'm currently the oldest breakthrough champion in the history of wrestling. and I'll be defending that title. What are you doing?
Man.
I'll be defending that title against another young up and comer, Chris Martin. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Chris Martin.
Let's see.
He's a big kid.
Sounds familiar.
Very athletic. Does a lot of New York stuff. And I'm excited to get into the ring with him. I'm wrestling you. Yes, you're wrestling me.
Well, you ain't kidding, man. He wants to beat the crap out of you.
Yes, this is what he does. This is what we do day in and day out. Right? Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be great. I might have to wear. I might have to wear 3 masks when I go to Nutley.
Come on. Oh.
What's wrong with Nutley?
Talk about a fun crowd. That Nutley crowd is entertaining.
Yeah, Nutley's pretty good people.
Nutley.
Saturday, maybe I'll make that happen.
Come on out.
I think I might.
Where'd you find a
Let's do it.
whistle?
Why not? T-Donk, let's do it. Let's have a date night.
Come on out Saturday night. You'll be my guest.
That's right. Appreciate that.
Sounds-
Maybe I'll do a
sounds
little
like-
live tweeting.
Sounds like your son's a Bill Alfonso fan.
What are you doing?
Chubby guy.
Yes, it's a chubby guy. I know.
Chubby guy.
Gimmick. That's his favorite line. He'll just walk around and randomly be like, "You're a chubby guy." We went to Hershey Park. He walked up to the guy, this old guy. He goes, "You're an old man."
Dude.
Walked up to this guy at the hotel. "You're an old man."
He's a heel,
Like,
bro.
No, the old man
That's
was
your-
like, "I know."
That's your kid.
That's what happens when you have a. He's jumping off the stuff.
That's
He's
it, bro.
climbing.
I'm jumping on the top rope.
Because he's got
Careful,
the
follow-
spotlight.
All right, Austin, calm yourself. Sit down and relax.
Kid, your dad's not used to taking the heat spots.
Oh, I'm not used to taking the heat. I'm taking more bumps during this podcast than I have in 5 years.
Oh, lady. Oh, lady.
Attaboy.
Daddy, you're an old lady.
Yes, I'm an old lady.
Well, happy early
Wow.
birthday, Austin.
He said happy birthday. What do you say? What do you say?
Say, shut up, Kevin.
Yeah, it's like you're an old lady. What do you
Called
say?
you an old lady. He said, "Shut your A," is what he said.
Listen, man. I wouldn't.
Dyfus watch Shining
Nope.
Wizards
No.
podcast?
Oh God, I hope not.
Unless it's like a new tag team debuting for IWA. Or something like that.
I don't know.
Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Man, that's awesome. Though. I can't wait to see you cut.
He's your kid, man.
He's my kid.
You're not
All
showing him
right.
the
Saturday
twerking
night,
video.
Tony, you live down the road. Why don't you come on out?
Yes, I do. What time's the show?
7:30. Oh, I'm sorry. It's an early start. 7 o'clock.
Oh, maybe I'll drag the kid out for that one.
7 o'clock bell.
Tony, I'll go if you go.
All right,
7 o'clock
let's make it
bell.
happen.
It'll be a good time.
What? Chicken bell.
That's right. What I really like about IWA is they have live promos after matches.
Like Ben Ben Bigelow.
That's right. So you go after your match, they'll have one of the announcers will be standing by at like a podium area, and you make the decision whether or not you want to go over and cut your own promos. Everything is straight from the hip.
Yeah.
And
How do
it
you not
kind of
do that?
separates the men from the boys when it comes to promos and wrestling, and it's a great time.
That's cool.
Good, a
yeah,
lot of
I
good,
feel
a
like-
lot of good athletes.
Ah!
It's a great product, and I enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I feel like you have to take advantage of that no matter what level or
Basic.
what experience of the game you're in.
Anytime I can put a microphone in my hand, I'm putting it in my hand. So
That's right, baby.
I'm doing so I'll be at IWA this week. I'm doing most of the SWF shows again. I've been taking a bunch of those because they're fun. Wrestling my friends. Having good matches.
That's Rob Fury, no?
That's Rob Fury, who is back from the dead for the 5th time.
I'm shocked.
Proud of him. I'm proud
That
of
guy
him.
just keeps surviving, man. He just keeps
And
on
he's
pushing.
got more. Man, I'll tell you what. He's got
Yeah.
he's got more lives than a cat. He's been. God bless him. It's like I said, it's a fun place to work. I do a lot of the standalone wrestling for Chad Minnies. I do a lot of those shows.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
fun- that's another fun place to wrestle. A lot of good
Yeah.
matches, a lot of good shows.
Yeah,
I
we've
like
had Chad
Chad.
on a few times. He's good people.
Chunky guy.
Chad's good people, and he puts together good product. And and he's another
Chubby
guy
guy.
that,
Chubby guy for you.
and he's another one that lets you kind of do what you want to do, and gives you creative freedom to be you, which is nice.
No. Yeah, I did his Boardwalk Buds gimmick back in over the summer down in Atlantic City for comedy, and I took in some wrestling shows. Saw our boy Danny Moff in the cage, so
Yeah,
that was dope.
definitely.
I wish we could open that chubby guy right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, open that chubby guy up for the kid.
I don't even know which it's an Akeem the African Dream figure in a box.
I just
Oh,
keep
yeah.
chubby guy right there.
Yeah, that's a different chubby guy.
It's a giant silver
Yeah.
O.
This is kind of what this is.
I really want to open
We're
it.
not opening it.
Why?
It's special.
All right, Craig. It was a pleasure to see you again. Thank you again for the video last week celebrating 10 years. You could follow
anytime, guys. Anytime. I'm
it's
here. I'm not going anywhere.
I feel like
Where's
you could
the rest of
almost
the
be
guys?
like
We're down to 2.
No,
Well-
Matt's an idiot. Matt was like, "Hey, you're talking to Craig Steele tonight. I got a pizza gig. I'll see you later."
That's funny. Yeah, he's the one that booked me. What the heck?
Yeah, he's a dick.
Matt's the
He's
booker man.
He's our Carmine. He's our fucking
He
Carmine.
didn't, no, but he leaves the house.
Well,
Carmine's scared to leave the house. Like a lot of those. You ever notice a lot of wrestling journalists have never been to a wrestling show?
dude, Carmine is like in the political world now. He's verified. He's got like 100,000 followers.
Yeah, but
on Twitter.
who's gonna listen to that guy?
I mean, I'm just saying he must have.
I'm
He must have got
I'm
him
no
somewhere.
bleeding heart liberal, but I'm not getting my conservative news from the dude that won't leave his house. You know. I'm not.
I know what you're showing me.
You know, I don't need the guy that never left his house to tell me COVID isn't real. You know. Right. So
You think he wears a
COVID is
mask?
real.
You think he wears a mask in the house?
I don't know because he doesn't think COVID is real. When his mom's cooking his dinner, you know, in his little room, get a little TV stand, little TV table, and he's telling screaming about COVID denying COVID.
Go.
I got my dogs here now too.
The whole family's there. Let's get him.
Look, my giant Rottweiler puppy.
Yeah.
Kevin,
wait
you
to meet
scared
that
of this
bad
one?
boy. I wouldn't be scared of that.
So your son probably wrestles the dog, and the dog's like completely cool with it,
100%.
right?
Yeah,
That's
they love it.
awesome.
They love
I
it.
can see your booty.
He's a 100-pound, 11-month-old Rottweiler.
It's
So
with butt
Kev, he said he could see your booty.
that's what he said.
cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
That's right.
Yeah, butt cheeks.
Austin is the guys. If you want to book Austin, I'm his agent. You can book him anytime you want. Kevin, you need an opening act for your comedy gigs.
Someone's gonna have to book me first, Craig.
Who are you kidding? You
Do
are.
that. Do that.
He's doing a Saints
that.
chance. He's
No.
doing everything. Getting it all in.
Buddy.
Get your stuff
Get it
in,
all in.
kid.
Get your dog.
Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks. It's so funny. And you're 4.
Yeah, my
butt
kid,
cheeks
my
is
kid
funny.
had the butt cheeks phase 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Does he have the attempted murder phase? Because Austin's in that phase too.
No, my kid will horse around with me a little bit. He's 13 now, and he's almost 200 pounds. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, he's a
Is
big
he
kid.
going to be the outpatient junior?
I want actual figures.
I tell you what, he's not so much into wrestling, but he's getting into like working out. Like I think I'm gonna get him a bench for Christmas.
Ow.
So one of us is actually working out. One of you guys are working out. That's nice to see.
Ow.
Is he going to be? He doesn't like wrestling. He's not going to be the outpatient. What is going on here? Outpatient junior.
No, he really. We actually did a watch along over the weekend. We watched John Cena and Kevin Owens when he made his debut as the NXT
that
champion.
US championship match. That was a good match.
Yeah, it was really good.
Was that the
you know why
open
my
challenge, right?
yeah, you know why my kid wanted to watch it? Because he wanted to see John Cena do the springboard stunner. He thought it was like the goofiest shit he ever saw.
Oh yeah, the what do you call it? The springboard stunner? Yeah, that's.
It was
I don't
so
know if you
bad.
remember. We were a bunch of us maybe 5 years ago when that happened or whatever it was. We were obsessed with springboard stunners. Everybody was talking. All we ever talked about was springboard stunners. Kevin, do you remember those days?
I do.
The springboard stunner was all the what everybody talked about in the locker room.
It was all the rage.
No, shut you.
I mean, they still kind of are. Let's be honest.
Shut you ass.
It's so bad. It's good. Like that's how bad it is.
Oh, maybe
It's
cutter.
horrible.
Maybe
It's
not a
horrible.
stunner. The springboard cutter is still a big deal.
It was horrible.
No pun intended.
It was a horrible move, but you know what?
Was a
He's got
horrible
$100 million,
move.
so what am I going to argue about?
Oh,
You know.
100%. For sure.
There you go.
Follow the Big Deal Craig Steele. Make sure you get it down on the scroll on social media. We're talking TikTok. We're talking Facebook. We're talking Instagram and Twitter at BD_Craig Steele. This was a fucking blast, dude. We gotta get
Always,
you
man.
come up.
Guys, you want some levity in your wrestling world? You hit me up. That's what I'm here for. I got my son's a psychopath.
That's right.
My giant dog again is right here,
Oh,
and he's taking his. Oh, there goes the shirt.
Oh, geez. I hope Dyfus ain't watching
That
for
means
sure.
he's ready to fight.
Oh,
that
God.
shirt comes off. He's like Jerry DeLawler when he pulled the strap down. That shirt comes off, you're in trouble.
Oh, man.
It's a good thing we're doing these shows via StreamYard then.
Yep,
No,
for sure.
Too bad we weren't in studio because then I wouldn't have to have him attacking you.
Yeah, he'd be.
No,
beating
you'd
my
have to
ass.
bring him, bro. Danny Doring brought his kid here. You might as well bring your son, too. Oh, man, he's punching him in the head.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta...
I told you he was coming.
We will have you on again soon, Craig.
I have a zoo in my house.
Of course you do.
A big
You got kids. That's the way it is.
we have a
Gentlemen,
sister.
always a pleasure. Two of my favorite
Love you,
guys
buddy.
I've met in this crazy, wacky business.
Yeah, fuck that.
Again, Saturday. Come on out Saturday night. Come see me. Come hang out.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to
They
do
have a
that.
bar. They have a bar at this
I don't got
place.
nothing going on.
Well, tonight's at Columbus. It's all they do there is drink.
There's a lot of drinking going on.
Hell yeah.
There's a lot of drinking. You get to see me in action with that young monster. I'm gonna have to give him a little wrestling lesson.
And kick their butt.
Yeah.
That's right. And Austin's gonna
And kick their butts.
That's
Austin's
all.
gonna be there, I'm sure, ready to fight. His birthday's on Sunday, right, bud?
And get my haircut all ready.
That's
for my
right.
birthday.
He's all ready to go.
Awesome.
Chunky guy,
There you go.
Buddha.
Yelling at my dog. And the dog is what is going on in my house?
Dude, you got to shut it down. You got to put the kid to bed.
got it,
and
we
put
got
the
it,
dog
yeah.
outside.
Ew, doggy.
Oh, the big baby. Look at this.
He's a big baby.
Craig, we love you, buddy. Thank you so
Come knock
much.
on my door if you don't. The pizza man knocking on the door. You don't think he's a big baby? Trust me.
He's hungry. That's all.
Love it.
Craig,
Kevin,
always a
what's
pleasure,
going
my
on in
friend.
that house?
You can do a puachi.
A lot of stuff
What's
going
that?
on there.
Who? Kevin?
Kevin's got all sorts of cluttery stuff going on. A lot of action figures.
Oh, it's my.
Yeah, he always
It's my
flexes.
tool. It's my tool shed basement full of action figures. That's all.
All right, that's very nice. You got is that a Canadian flag behind you?
Of course it is.
That is a Canadian flag behind me. I had this Canadian flag when I went to SummerSlam 1997 because I was a huge Bret Hart guy. So I was that troll Canadian Hart Foundation fan, and
you were the guy that you were the Shawn Michaels hater.
no, I was just a huge Bret Hart guy. Shawn Michaels wasn't in the match; he was the ref.
Unreal.
Hi, I'm checking one.
I
And
know.
you still
Sorry,
have
buddy.
that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
On that note,
Matters.
gentlemen, I need a
Love you, buddy.
drink.
Go for it.
Treat yourself to two.
I might need to. Austin, say goodbye to the
Bye,
guys.
Austin. Happy birthday, bud.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
All right.
welcome.
And he's gonna elbow
Bye, Craig.
me, right? Isn't he? He's gonna do it.
Butt cheeks. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Craig, always a pleasure, my friend. Come
Always.
back anytime. Hit us up.
Definitely.
Peace
We'll
out,
hit you
brother.
up,
Thank
whatever,
you so
man.
much.
The big deal, Craig Steele. With the
Dude, like he
menagerie.
could be like if we ever needed like a third or fourth mic, he could just be like a regular guy that just talks with us about stuff.
Yeah, or we could just have him on and not talk wrestling at all, because I'll fucking do that all day with Craig. He's awesome.
Yeah, you guys could have had like a 2-hour TikTok.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I didn't have the heart to tell him I hate twerking, but
But you asked him about twerking.
Well, but dude, he runs Taboo. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah,
probably
we didn't bring that up at all.
He's probably looking for new recruits, maybe. That
Maybe
guy's always working. Doesn't matter.
I'm not even.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out Saturday. I think I want to go to the show.
I might. I mean, I don't think I have anything to do on Saturday.
I mean, I do have to visit my grandmother, but I could do that during the day.
But you know me, I literally have the memory of a freaking goldfish. So there's probably
That's
something that I
right.
have to do that I don't know yet. But
We'll worry about it later.
I don't
But
really think
Kev, I
there
could-
is because I'm trying to save money. So I don't think there's anything that I have to. I'm not going out. So maybe I'll do that.
Well, we are the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. We want to send thanks to all of our guests tonight. We want to thank Luke Hawx at Luke Hawx 504 on the Twitter and the other social medias. at PJ_Hawx. They are the members of the Hawx Aerie. There we go. Thank you for popping that up. Also want to thank Mr. Craig Steele, the big deal, at BD_Craig Steele. Don't forget to follow him on TikTok. You will get all the goodness that he likes to enjoy on the TikTok machine. That's exactly what I'm doing after this show tonight. Once again, we are the Shining Wizards. Find us everywhere on social media at Wizards Podcast. Don't forget to join our Discord. The link is up on our Twitter page, prowrestlingtees.com/Shining Wizards. Get all your t-shirts. I don't know if the sale's still going on, but if you missed out on that one, I'm sure there'll be another
I think it
one.
ended today at noon, I want to say.
Well, that's fine. They always have sales. Even if they don't have a sale, you're supporting us. Don't forget, holidays are upon us. Amazon.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping through us. It's not going to cost you anything extra. A couple of ducats get kicked back to us, and it helps us out, helps support the show. Patreon.com/Wizards Podcast. We got more. We are back on the ball with bonus episodes. Please get on there and check them out. You get boxes of wizardry depending on how much you want to support us with, and we love you all. Thanks for joining us tonight. Kev, I think I covered everything. Is there anything else we need to mention or talk about?
No, I mean, join us again here next week, and same time, same all the social media platforms. If you watch live, we appreciate it very much, and I can't really tell who watched where, but if you watched, then that's awesome, and it goes a long way with us, and it goes a long way despite how many viewers we have at this point, or at this hour, or that hour. It all matters, and it's great. And our loyal supporters, our new supporters, thank you so much. Year 11 has kicked off.
Oof.
Tony,
you ain't kidding. We're in double digits now, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, and we are going to keep going until Matt kicks us out. So
30 more years.
30 more years.
They'll be wheeling Craig to the ring in a wheelchair, and we'll be laying in hospital beds doing the show.
Yeah, I like this show tonight a lot because I love Luke. We obviously know we have a lot of history with Luke, and to see his kid now doing it too. Luke might be the same age as his kid, by the way.
I mean, they both look pretty young.
Yeah, they both look really young. I look older than Luke.
Luke looks phenomenal, though. He always does. He's always
I
in
might be
tip-top
older than
shape.
Luke, actually, now that I think about it.
And his kid's just a fucking machine. That kid is a machine.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of them. I'm excited that you're excited for NWA Hard Times too. We'll have picks. We'll have results next week.
What else are we picking next week? Is NXT? What else is on the?
Yeah, we're doing War Games and Hard Times too, right?
Oh God, there's a War Games.
Yeah, NXT Takeover War Games, whatever it's called.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. Well, Kev, I'm rooting for you in the picks. I'm hoping you don't beat me, but I'm rooting for you.
Why? I mean, I'm like, you should be rooting for Matt because Matt's so far behind.
Oh, fuck him.
All right. Well, that seems like a you guys issue.
He disappears for 2 hours and he's talking shit to us. Come on.
He's talking shit.
Doesn't matter. Matt will be back next week, hopefully, and that'll be it and all that and whatever. Kev, you want to say goodnight? Because I always get yelled at for saying goodnight.
No, I'll say goodnight. And again, thank you all. Follow me, Shining Wizards Kevin on Twitter. At Kevin Griefer on Twitter, at Shining Wizards Kevin on Instagram, at Wizards Podcast on all social media platforms. I do believe Matt might be doing the TikTok. I have no idea, but no clue. But it's all good. We love you. Can't wait to be back with Matt next week. And check out all the other shows on the network and enjoy. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye. Thanks for joining us.
Tony.
You know how much fun it is just to say butt cheeks? But dude, when I was like, my kid loved saying butt cheeks. I don't know what it is. Butt cheeks are awesome. That's my phrase for the night.
Yeah, butt cheeks stands the test of time. Like everyone said, like butt cheeks. Like everyone did.
Butt cheeks. Good night, butt cheeks.
Good night, butt cheek.